comes fake road. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lagerman Guys Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, August the 11th, 2026. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai doing something. He's doing something.
Finishing something up here.
What are you finishing? What do you got going on there?
Well, because you complain about it all the time, I think it's time to retire the old squeaky chair.
Oh.
I'm just putting the finishing touches on putting my new Sealy office chair together. You gotta use this because they give you these things. These things are
No.
pointless. So we're gonna do that. Now we're gonna put the little caps in here. There we go. Cover up the bolt holes.
Cover up the bolt holes, yeah.
Yeah, gotta do that.
Mine have long since fallen out in this chair. So.
Oh, in the chair, yeah. Okay, so you go over there, and oh, that's nice.
Oh, it's great.
Let's bring this up a little bit, and there we go.
There you go. Oh, look at that, and it doesn't squeak.
It does not.
It does not squeak. Give it a couple years.
Yeah, we'll see. With my fat ass on it.
I've been looking for a new chair too, and
well, these are on sale at Sam's Club.
Okay.
Pretty decent deal on them. They're rated up to 275 pounds, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on how much I eat and drink over the next week to see if I stay there. So doing all right.
Doing all right. All right. Well, so that's what you were referring to before, and you said got a little surprise for you on the beginning of the show. So.
Yeah, it showed up today, so I had it mostly put together. I like this. This is nice.
Nice.
I'm sitting pretty.
Sitting pretty. Oh, so that's what that refers to.
That's what it.
All right.
I like this.
Now it all comes together. I get it now.
I want to tilt a little bit. The tilt's a little off.
For those of you just listening to the audio podcast, Dave's tagline under his name today is "Sitting Pretty."
Sitting pretty. Let's get that in.
So whatever the hell you're doing is making noise now. But
I'm working with the.
It was intentional there.
That's intentional. That's part of the what you call it. I'm trying to lock the tilt. It's not too bad.
That's not too bad at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Get out of here.
What are you gonna do with that?
What are we on the 6th floor?
Are you gonna just toss it?
Possibly out the window. Maybe. We'll see.
Possibly, maybe out the window.
Actually, you put anything in our lobby, it'll disappear in an hour.
Well, yeah. I was gonna say, bring it downstairs and let someone at it. There you go.
Yep. That's the way it works.
Exactly.
So how are you this fine evening?
I am old chairless and old computerless, so you're way ahead of me in a couple of things. So sooner or later, I will fix those and adjust those.
That's a strange nickname, old chairless.
Old chairless.
You said you're old chairless, or
old computer and old computer and old chair. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well, I thought you were referring to the old tree comment in my tag.
Oh, okay. Well, you feel like an old tree?
And occasionally I do feel like an old tree. So,
well, we haven't heard lucky, so you don't have a bark.
I don't have anything to worry about in that case. I'm not a fire hydrant either. If you were going in there. All right. Well, anyway, on that note, speaking of eating.
What?
Speaking of eating.
Wow, that's
the worst segue ever.
A forced segue.
It was a forced segue. And speaking of eating, happy National Panini Day.
Panini Day. And can I go on a little rant here?
I would like you to. Go ahead. I've been waiting for this.
Because in this country, we call it one single sandwich a panini. And a panini is actually panini means sandwich is sandwiches.
Plural sandwiches.
Yes, it is plural. A panino is a sandwich.
Right.
So just saying.
He's Dave is getting his Italian up, even though he's not Italian.
That's the always we do the same thing with biscotti.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's cookies, multiple cookies. Biscotto is one.
Mm-hmm.
And it just means cookies. It doesn't mean the ones that you get with espresso.
Hmm.
Those are cantucci.
Right.
So
There you go.
we just like being wrong.
Welcome out to the Italian language episode.
Yes.
Of the Logroom Guys Craft Beer Podcast. In any event, to those who celebrate, happy National Panini Day, whatever you to. And it is also playing the sand day. Happy playing the sand.
Playing the sand day. Well, you're supposed to put the other one up first, and then we're supposed to segue into.
Well, I figure we segue into the other one from this. I guess either way, but it works.
Yeah, either way it works, I guess. But yeah, because there was a little story with my daughter, who, you know, when she was a child, she loved being in the sand.
Mm-hmm.
The second she hit the sand on the beach, she would plop down. You couldn't move her from that. She'd be digging in it, doing all kinds of things, making little things and that. Now today, and she just started school yesterday. She's in Florida, and now these days she wants to be in the mountains.
Well, there you go. Well, there you have it.
Being in Florida will do that to you,
I suppose. My kids still love the sand. They come down all they can to be on the sand down the block over here. So
no, I think there's just too much sand in Florida for her liking, and
Might be.
when the highest elevation is basically one of those landfill mounds in the state.
Yeah, I guess you're gonna miss mountains at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, that leads us to Happy National Sons and Daughters Day,
of which we both have a plethora,
and of which we both are.
Well, yeah, it just makes it's logical. It just goes without saying.
Yeah, kind of, I mean, everyone is a son or a daughter,
unless you're creating a test tube or something like that.
This is true. Well, then isn't the test tube your?
I don't think so. I guess there's got to be a donor somewhere along the line.
And I mean, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger had 6 fathers, right?
In twins, yes.
In twins, yeah. Right. And,
you know that there's a story where Danny DeVito, he shows up at Schwarzenegger's trailer. No, invites him over to his trailer. He's made him food and all that. He made him some good food. He said, you always give me these good cigars.
Yeah.
And he gives him a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Arnie didn't know it was laced with marijuana.
Yeah.
So then he goes to do his scenes and he can't remember a damn line.
He got him.
And he said, I didn't realize what was happening until Danny looks at me and goes, good cigar, huh?
Good cigar, huh? Yeah. Danny got him.
Yep.
Danny got him. All right. I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty.
I is.
All right. Let's bring our guest on because we have to do that first.
We do have a guest, and that'll lead into our beers.
Exactly. Please welcome to the show Mr. Jim Bauckman from Elder Pine Brewing in Gaithersburg, Maryland. How are you, Jim?
I'm well, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Hello,
you for coming
Jim.
on. Appreciate
nice
it.
to meet you.
And you as well.
Absolutely. How are you on this fine Tuesday evening?
I'm doing quite well. I'm recovering from a pretty grueling day in a hot brewery, but we're having a great evening and enjoying a nice cold smoked festival lager and having a lovely evening doing it.
Very nice.
And which Smoke Festival lager would that be?
This is a new release from Elder Pine. It's called Smoke Fest. Actually sold very quickly for us, and we are unfortunately out of cans in our tasting room, but I managed to have a few stocked away in my beer fridge and figured tonight was the right night for it.
That's a perfect night for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually do have one smoked beer from you. I opted not to have it tonight. I will have it soon on a show, but
I think I've had that one.
no, not that one.
Oh, different one. The other one.
Yeah, the smoked stout, the Sempiternal.
Oh yeah, what a good choice.
Oh, toast jelly.
Yeah, so that's gonna be good. I'll have that on a show. I'll have that on a show soon. But I have another. Dave, what are you having first?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it's one that you gave me, and it is from Elder Pine, and this is a Scottish style wheat heavy. This is Loch Kelpie.
There you go.
What a great release.
Yeah, so I'm starting.
I'm looking forward to having that. He's starting with that. I'm finishing.
I'm starting with an 8.8, and you'll learn why. I'm only having 2 beers.
I'll never learn why.
It's nice to get the base layer in, when it's a very thick coat.
Exactly. Right.
Let's go big or go home. Actually, Brian Book would be proud of me, wouldn't he?
He would be.
Starting at an 8.8.
He absolutely would be proud of you.
And he's back.
And he's back. Is he back? Is he back in the
He's back.
comment? There he goes. He said, I'm back. He goes, my friend lives in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
Oh, he has a
Wonderful.
friend.
His
He's made it sound like he's got one. He made it sound like he has one friend.
My one friend lives in Gaithersburg, Maryland.
But he goes to a different school, so you wouldn't know him. Sorry, Brian. I'm sure your friend's lovely.
But yeah, my girlfriend. Yeah, she lives in Canada. Yeah, that's the ticket.
What was in Brady Bunch? Jan's boyfriend was something.
George Glass.
George Glass. I couldn't remember the first name, but it was Glass.
Yeah. So there you go.
Now, what are you starting off with?
I am going to pour it first.
This is yummy. I
Is
like
it?
this. And I put it in one of my favorite mugs.
There you go. I'm going to have to let it.
Beautiful.
I'm getting a little
You
extra.
got a little aggressive with your pour, did you?
A little aggressive with my pour. I got a little vanilla going on top. This is one of my favorites from Elder Pine. This is Bitter Geezer.
No, what a great choice. So that is my go-to beer in our tasting room.
It is fantastic.
And it's descriptive of John.
It's very descriptive of me. Not just feel like an old tree. Sometimes I am a bitter geezer. No, I'm kidding.
It's a bitter geezer.
Well, later in our conversation, I've got some fun news for you about Bitter Geezer. So I'm looking forward to letting you in on the secret.
That's awesome. I can't wait. I love this beer. I drink this as often as I possibly get my hands on it. So
That's lovely. I really wish that we had the ability to can that as a nitro release. We do serve it on nitro in our tasting room, and it's just such an incredible experience.
Yeah, ESP's on nitro is so nice.
So good. All right. Well, while my aggressive pour calms down before I finish pouring it, we might as well start what we normally do. The first question we ask anybody first time on the show would be, what, to the best of your recollection, what was the first craft beer you ever had?
First craft beer that I ever had was probably Schlafly's Scottish Ale. I grew up in St. Louis. I think the statute of limitations has run out, but I was definitely underage when I went to Schlafly's taproom the first time, and I fell in love with that beer. And then
I don't think anybody on this show waited.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much a running weekly conversation on the show.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad I'm not,
You're not
breaking down any new barriers here.
No,
not at all.
You're in
and
good company.
Within a couple of years, they opened a second location in Maplewood, Missouri, and I happened to be living in South St. Louis at the time, and I was right around the corner, so I got to have my fill. So it was either the Schlafly Scottish Ale or it was Clipper City beer. When I moved into my apartment on campus at the University of Missouri in St. Louis, my parents bought me a couple of mixed six-packs from Whole Foods.
Nice.
And Clipper City out of Baltimore, Maryland ended up in the group of six-packs that showed up in my fridge.
That's crazy. And
that's lovely.
And ironic. Is that drinking that beer one of the reasons you moved to Maryland? Or,
no, I moved.
I mean,
here.
we'll get there.
My family lived here, but yeah.
There you go. Pause on that for 1 second. And this is the reason Brian would be happy about Dave. Brian's first beer tonight is Manafurkin's Vitamin Beer.
Oh, I thought he was saying that was the
Brian.
first beer he ever had. I'm like, no, Manafurkin wasn't open when you started drinking, Brian.
Well, I mean, it could have been the first beer
the first beer of the night, I guess.
First beer of the night, right? Exactly. So, and what was just out of curiosity? What was so I guess my next question is, what was the first brewery you ever visited? But that answer, you answered that with the first beer. So
actually, I visited Anheuser-Busch several times prior to that. So growing up in St. Louis, Anheuser-Busch Brewery was kind of a destination that everybody came to St. Louis and got to visit with my family. And I don't want to jump the gun, but my family was all home brewers. My mother and my stepfather, they loved to brew at home.
Beautiful.
Had some great friends that would come over and home brew, and it was a big thing in our neighborhood. So I was kind of surrounded by brewing from the time I was about 9 years old until now.
Nice. That's awesome. I love when that happens. So what got you into the industry as a what made you go from enjoying the beer you were drinking out in St. Louis and in college and everything else to I need to do this for a living?
Sure. I moved to the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area in 2006, and I was
Why?
fortunate enough to get a job working for the Dogfish Head Ale House in Gaithersburg. So it was a licensed restaurant taproom experience through Dogfish Head. Sam set up a licensing arrangement with the owners of that company, and it was a great time. I really fell in love with the brand. I thought Dogfish Head was doing amazing things. I was fortunate enough to be asked to go and help their team open a new restaurant in Falls Church, Virginia.
Yes.
I moved down there in 2007 and did that. Worked with them until 2009 when I came back to Maryland. And from there, I found my way into Brewer's Alley, which was Frederick, Maryland's original brew pub, opened in 1996 and just celebrated their 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I took the scenic route through college. I really enjoyed beer, and I really enjoyed meeting people and having social engagements more than I enjoyed going to class. And when I finally got out of college, one of my requirements was having an internship somewhere. And I met with Phil, the owner of Brewer's Alley, and invited him kind of what I thought would be a great opportunity for me to join his team and sell beer on his behalf, because nobody was doing it from the company standpoint. We were, locked up with a wholesaler, but nobody was on the street talking about the beer, and nobody had the beer's best interest in mind once it left our building. We all thought about it, but we just didn't have the manpower to take care of that. So I took over the role as a sales guy and marketing guy. I did that for a few years, and eventually we ended up having some fun expansion. I don't want to jump the gun too far. Do you want me to keep going?
Keep
All
going.
right.
Keep going.
So 2012 rolls around, and we open Monocacy Brewing Company as an off-site brewery for Brewer's Alley's brew pub brands. So the Brewer's Alley portfolio was produced there, but we also had an opportunity, as craft was really starting to feel the motion, to introduce a new brand to Maryland drinkers that was just a little bit different than the beers that the brew pub guest was expecting. We had a lot of fun there. We had a lot of really cool creativity, and the brewing staff that we had when we first opened that brewery was dynamite. Everybody was on the same page. Everybody was a technical brewer with a scholastic background. And I was very fortunate to work with those people, because I learned so much so quickly as the person out there just getting the opportunity to be excited about and talking about beer. And that really kind of set my path moving forward. I did that until 2018. In 2018, I went to go work for the Brewers Association of Maryland. I was communications director there. I worked on behalf of the Brewers Association, the Maryland Wineries Association, and the Maryland Distillers Guild in that capacity. So I was able to really bring all three craft spirits industries together with my coworkers and, make a hell of a shot representing the great industry here in the state of Maryland.
John might be able to drink his beer by the top threes.
I'm good.
What was your Jim? What was your major in college?
My major was international business and marketing.
So you wow, you actually use your degree.
I do, and I'm very fortunate that I get to say that. And I was able to. They say sometimes it's the right place at the right time, and I think that I just had enough of an idea when I asked Phil for that opportunity that it made sense to him and it made sense in my mind, and it really put me on a trajectory that I am very thankful for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And on a separate note, 2 weeks from tonight, Monocacy is actually going to be on the show.
Are you having Carl on?
Well, Lindsay's coming on, and she's not sure if Carl's coming on with her, but she's bringing somebody else on with her. So.
Lindsay's one of my favorite people in craft beer in Frederick. She's great.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So.
Early shout out to Lindsay.
We'll bring it up in 2 weeks. We'll let her know. Yep. And then, unless she watches before, then she knows. There you go. So.
All good. Well, you'll have a wonderful chat with them. But yeah, after a couple of years at Brewers Association and Maryland Wine and Maryland Distillers Guild, the company that I was with, unfortunately, was forced to close down. Our CEO was made Maryland's Secretary of Agriculture. And because he owned the company and we were benefiting from grants in the state, he was unable to keep the company open and serve under the current governor. So that conflict of interest and those ethics really make a difference. And he unfortunately had to close the company, and we didn't have anybody who quite could take over the company at the time that understood really what we did. So we kind of all went and licked our wounds a little bit and retreated just a touch to make sure that we were going to be in a position to best serve everyone we needed. And I opted to open my own consulting company on the side, and reached out to my friend George at Elder Pine and said, look, man, I'm in a situation I never thought I'd be in. I found myself without a job right before the holidays. And if you ever have anybody coming through your tap room, I think I'm ready to bail on the industry. And please forward my resume to anyone you might know. And about 3 days later, I got a phone call from George asking if I'd be ready to meet with him and his partners because they'd like me to come and interview to be the operations manager at Elder Pine and stay in the industry.
Everything happens for a reason. Jeff.
That's
Everything
nice.
happens for
So,
a reason.
yeah, I couldn't be more fortunate in any of the situations that I have found myself. And here I am. It's been just over 3.5 years. I absolutely love the team that I work with. I get to represent some of the best beer in the state of Maryland, and looking forward to every new day ahead of us to put out more great beer and more fun stories.
And it's a fantastic place, and the beer is spot on. It's so good. Been drinking the beer for quite some time, and I can honestly say it's
fantastic.
It's some of the best beer. It's right up there with anything. I can put it up against anything, and I'm up on your ass. I seriously mean that.
Yeah, when I was when I allowed myself the expenditure to be on Tavor anytime an Elder Pine came up, like want that,
Like,
and unlike John, I'd always get at least 2 of them. John,
well, no, one of the very few beers that I order on Tavor that I get more than one of is Bitter Geezer.
Yeah, but normally what John does, he's like one, and be like, well, why didn't I get 2 of those? He does
so, well, after the second time I ordered Bitter Geezer and I only got 1 of them. So the third time I'm getting 4 of these. 4, yeah. Or just drive down to Gaithersburg and,
I was going to say, you're not far enough away that I'm hearing many excuses why you can't just come see us.
I mean, let's put it this way. It can be a day trip. It's, people have driven to Treehouse from here. I'm closer to you than I am to Treehouse. So
yeah. I'm closer to Treehouse than you, though.
This is true. You were right. The middle is probably right in between you and I.
But the reason I always get 2 beers, John, is actually because of this show. Because I'll get 1 to share with Carrie, whose birthday is Thursday, by the way. Figured I'd mention that.
Her birthday is Thursday. Yes, it is.
And then 1 to drink on the show. So
there you go.
It's a wonderfully thought out and logical reason to have 2 of every beer.
Yeah, you have to.
Well, you see, I used to do that, not necessarily on Tavor, but I used to do that. I used to get 2. 1 for myself and 1 to split with Jess. But I have so much beer here. She doesn't care if she gets any. She just doesn't want me to order it.
Yeah, we're the same way now. Do you get enough to share with Lucky?
And Lucky has his own.
Okay.
And there he is right there. So
you can hear him in the
background. My neighbor's German Shepherd. He always makes an appearance on the show about 7:15 on Tuesday nights. So.
My wife and I got a German Shepherd during COVID, and I was doing a video podcast regularly for the Brewers Association every Friday called Fermented Fridays, where we would bring out Maryland breweries. We'd talk about what they had going on. We were trying to promote the idea of purchasing beer and taking it home or getting it delivered. And we got a COVID puppy who happens to be a German Shepherd, and she made several appearances on our Fermented Fridays.
You even had the door closed and locked, and somehow knows she got
That's
in.
right.
Yep.
Now they have a lockpick kit and all that good stuff.
They come with it. What was her name? What's her name?
My German Shepherd's name is Scout.
Scout.
It's a great name for a shepherd.
Yeah, she's a wonderful dog.
I'll see if Lucky wants to take a ride. Yeah, needs a girlfriend. There you go. We got a comment from who's this? Dave, Matt something or other. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Potency. There you go. Matt Potensky says Elder Pine is his favorite brewery in Maryland. He says he I have successfully visited Elder Pine 2 of my 3 tries.
He failed once, apparently. I love that. That's weird that his profile picture doesn't come up when you throw the comment up.
No, it doesn't, does it? Yeah, it does.
Oh, I don't see it on this end.
Yeah, it's right there. He's there.
I don't see it. That's
That's
weird.
weird.
Jim, do you see it?
I see Matt's name, certainly, yeah.
But you see
with
his
a little,
profile.
I see a Facebook profile picture, it looks
There
like.
you go. Yeah.
Was it just the Facebook thing, or do you see his actual profile picture?
There's a profile picture behind it.
Yeah, see, I don't see that. That's very strange.
That is strange. Maybe it's a preference on your end. Could be.
That's right. I forgot I blocked Matt.
Yeah,
I was going to say, he's already blocked you.
You blocked Matt. Did you block Matt?
No, I didn't.
You did not block Matt. Whatchamacallit? He Matt did tell me. I think it was the first time he tried to go to Elder Pine. You guys were having a private event, so he couldn't get in. So that's the one he's referring to, but he didn't. And Brian Boak said, "I see the profile picture,"
which is weird because I don't see Brian's profile pic there or on the chat screen, but I see everything else on the chat screen.
Yeah, Brian's is there, Matt's there, everything's there. It's weird.
It's all of a sudden now I'm not seeing any profile pics.
Strange.
So I'm busy.
I was wrong. He says,
tabs.
Matt says, "No, I drove all the way there from DC, and they were that was it. That was it. It was a plumbing issue.
Oh,
you were close."
yeah. So, Matt, my apologies. That does happen to be one of the flaws of operating on an agricultural property. Our septic system sometimes cannot handle the load of all of our endeavors in the brew house and from our guests. That said, we've kind of updated our bathroom situation and have plans in place that should prevent that, but we've had to deal with that on more than one occasion.
Gotcha. I think Source has gone through that a couple of times too, Dave. Right? I believe
Source.
Source, yeah, because they have a septic system over there in Colts Neck too.
I've never seen
Fairly certain. Could be. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain. Or at least had an issue, and now they don't. It was early on, maybe.
It's just because Jeremy had gone to Taco Bell. That's all.
It could be. That could be the reason. Yeah, but Matt's a huge Elder Pine fan. That's definitely for sure. And by the way, Brian Boak said vitamin B, not vitamin beer. There you go. So his bracket is called vitamin B. And I get it, BEE. Let's see what he did there with the bracket. Anyway,
there's some really friggin' strange things going on.
Your interface is not interfacing correctly, I'm assuming.
It is not. Now I'm seeing for. Never mind.
Matt said, "No worries. That was his second time there, and made it there again for a third day." So
good. Well, we welcome Matt anytime he wants to come by.
Absolutely.
All right. I keep fidgeting with my ear. I'm trying to keep this earbud in. It wants to keep sliding out.
I love earbuds that want to leave your ear. I have several pair like that. So. Yeah, that's why I use these. It's just easier. It's old recording days, old radio days. I got to put headphones on. So.
Yeah, John and I were both disc jockeys back in the day, so we're used to these things. You're actually doing this while you're.
My grandfather was a radio disc jockey for many years.
Yep. So
I do.
I miss the board.
He's not wrong. Look at that. The top ones have Matt's and Brian's, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
It gets weird. Strange. I don't know what's going on there.
Very, very odd. Anyway, well, we'll figure that out off air. We don't have to worry about that on.
Actually, I don't need to worry about it at all. I don't need to see the profile.
You don't need to see the profile.
I just need to see what they're writing.
All right.
You just got very worried that you had a bunch of bots sending you messages, huh?
Yeah, it's very possible.
It could be interesting. All right, we'll get back to.
Matt's been called worse things.
Matt's been called worse than a bot. Yeah. So we'll get back to Frederick in a little bit. I do have a couple questions about you, about Frederick for you.
Sure.
And you're home right now. You're in Frederick, right?
I am at home in Frederick. I apologize if you hear any road noise. We live in a 1850 row home, and we get all the best.
All good. And Matt just said to you, just keep doing those extended boils on stouts and barley wines, and I will find my way back. He said.
And now I see his profile picture in both places.
There you go.
So it fixed itself.
It fixed itself. There.
I don't know.
Who knows?
The vagaries of Restream.
All right, let's talk about Elder Pine for a couple. For a lot, actually. Let's start on that. So now you're there, what, 3.5 years, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Now you when did let's go back to before you. When did Elder Pine open up?
Yeah, Elder Pine opened in 2018. The property selected for Elder Pine for the brewery is a family property to 3 of the partners in the business. It's a retired Christmas tree farm, which is the reason that all of our forest floor is laid out the way that it is, with beautiful rows of pine trees. It closed in the mid to late 90s as a Christmas tree farm, and the family just kept the property up and took care of it, maintaining it in Montgomery County. And when George and Paul, our president and head brewer, decided that they wanted to open a brewery, it became a really logical idea to use this property that's in the heart of Montgomery County's agricultural preserve and open a farm brewery.
And the forest. Go ahead.
Yep. I was just going to say, with the intent of remaining good stewards and caretakers of the forest, and ensuring that we also have an opportunity to try some unique approaches to agriculture and see if there were any items that we could grow on the farm that we could turn into ingredients for our beers. What we've quickly found is that our pace of raw material consumption has kind of outpaced some of the more unique items that we could grow on the farm, unique peppers, unique types of herbs, things like that. And our needs for volume of those ingredients would never be met by what we could actually produce. So we're actually in the process now of converting the farm over to grow rye, that we will then work with a local maltster to convert over to rye malt that we'd be able to use in the brew house.
That's fantastic.
And you also just explained the name of the brewery.
Yeah, the brewing and blending is a big point to us. We don't only brew here; we also deal with the blending of barrel-aged beers. I think Matt has already kind of alluded to that.
Mhm.
But the Elder Pine is a nod to all of the beautiful pine trees that are definitely more mature than most you would see.
And here's the forest floor in the back.
Beautiful entry to our forest floor. It's got a nice rules board that we try to ask guests to align with. We've gotten some pushback that maybe it's a little much to have a board, but we want to make sure everybody there has a fun time and that everybody's respecting one another. And, in a space that can seat about 150 people, that's tough.
It's an amazing space. It really is.
And I now see, with all these trees out there, how you dealt with your bathroom issue.
Yes.
Plenty of
Yeah,
bathrooms.
the septic's not a problem when everybody has that.
Has their own tree. Yeah.
Please don't come and use our trees as
No,
urinals.
we're joking, people.
That's a joke, people. That's a joke.
I mentioned prior to this that I did have a little bit of a story about the urinal use of these trees. When we were at CBC this year in Philly,
Yes.
we were having lunch and we get an email to the owners of Elder Pine, and it's basically an apology from a gentleman who came onto the property in the middle of the day before we were open, and our grounds manager found him urinating in the trees. And he was like, it's pretty rude of you to come onto private property and decide to use this as a bathroom. And, the guy kind of gave him a little bit of pushback about, there's all these trees, but it is what it is. I don't understand it. And he tried to apologize to our grounds manager. And our grounds manager said, well, I think that you should send an email to the management and the owners of the company and apologize to them. So it was probably the best play I've ever seen, and I don't think any of us had ever laughed quite as hard as when we opened that email. And this guy said, your grounds dude told me to send you guys an email and apologize.
That would have been a fantastic story to get, especially at CBC, because no drinking goes on at CBC.
No. We were totaling tea the entire time.
Absolutely.
And no inappropriate urination anywhere in any of the cities that host CBC ever.
Never.
Really as clean as anything.
Yeah,
Man.
never happens.
It's just
the most comical part about this is that the property at Elder Pine backs up to Rachel Carson Conservation Park. It's a Montgomery County, Maryland run nature preserve.
Silent Spring.
Beautiful hiking trails, all this stuff. And the guy kind of signed off with one of those, at least I know there's ample bathrooms right behind your property.
I will never use your trees again. I'll just go to the other ones.
Yeah.
Hey man, he took it all in stride. He gave us all a great chuckle, and I really hope he comes back to have a beer because it's on me.
That's hysterical. This is the other picture to it, and put that one up.
That is beautiful.
So the total property is several acres. We've got about an acre fenced in behind that space there. We've got parking for about 100 cars, maybe a little bit under that.
Mhm.
And then there's a space on one of the sides of our parking lot that is an open green space for picnicking and hanging out. And then the other side of the parking lot is flanked with about a half acre, quarter acre garden
Mhm.
that is going to be used to be the first field for rye. And then we have a couple of lower fields behind that stage off on the bottom left where we'll be growing more rye.
And a stage on the bottom left, I'll go this angle over here so that side over there.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I am so looking forward to a rye beer from Elder Pine.
Absolutely.
I may have to jump back into Devore and watch, or just go on.
They release a rye anything, especially if they have some bitter geezer and some other stuff available. I'm just getting in the car and taking a ride.
Well, I can't claim that it has our rye in it. Now we're under a fallow year getting the field turned over, but we did release our Roggen beer today. So a rye Weizen for anybody that's a fan of a Weiss beer and the Weizen style yeast.
Okay,
we
so
have a great option.
I'll be running the rest of the show while Jen jumps into his car.
No, I'm texting Jess. I'm just going to tell her we're
not going to Vermont after all.
We're not going to Maine. We're going to Maryland instead.
Fair enough. Man, and I just complimented you on that beautiful shirt from Maine.
Are you going to Maryland via Richmond, John?
Well, no, I have to go to Richmond and come back up. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's the long route.
It's the long route.
Yeah, but it's a tasty route.
And get some ZZQ. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So they opened in 2018.
Opened in 2018 for distribution, and then 2019 is when the tap room opened. So a couple months lag. We opened in September of 2018, getting beer into the pipeline here in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
2019 opened up the tap room. I think it was late February, early March that opened. So only about 3 or 4 months of, brief carryover where we weren't operating both experiences. And then once 2019 hit, the beer and the venue began to really take off. Come up to a year of operating in full steam, and COVID hits.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. Now, fortunately, we've been showcasing this beautiful outdoor space at Elder Pine. It gave Elder Pine a lifeline in a way that a lot of other breweries didn't have. Outdoor social distancing was not a challenge at Elder Pine. It was easy to put people on a reservation system, get people set up, and people were coming out and making Elder Pine their reprieve from more urban areas like DC, Bethesda, Rockville, some of our more mega metropolitan areas in the area. And that really turned into an opportunity to convert a lot of people who were kind of shocked by what was going on in the world into people who were really happy to have a place like Elder Pine and to make them longtime guests. So we are very, very happy that we've had that opportunity to bring people in and kind of convert them into not only enthusiasts on our behalf, but also people who really feel at home and feel comfortable there because they kind of went through the worst of things in our backyard.
Yeah, and I can say that, many of us, anytime you had that opportunity to go out and have a beer outside of your own damn apartment, you remember those. That sticks with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We did.
You made memories.
Absolutely.
For those people.
I mean, this podcast was born out of the pandemic. We're coming up on our 6th anniversary.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And it was a great opportunity for people to, I'm not sure how your relationship was started, but for people to say, hey,
there's beer involved.
You guy in my pod during COVID, check out this great beer that I just had delivered from Elder Pine today.
Right.
During COVID, breweries in the state of Maryland were given the opportunity to deliver directly to consumers. I consumed probably my body weight in Elder Pine beer in the first 2 months of COVID because it was a guaranteed same day delivery in my town, and the staff always made sure that you order enough beer. Sometimes they throw a glass in for you, or you'd get a keychain or something. Like there was always a trinket to make people want to be enthusiastic and part of it. and it really turned a lot of people on. And I was very fortunate that I got to share this brand and these beers with the people that were in my pod and that were closest to me, and converted us all into fans.
And John, Jersey had home delivery back then. Right?
Jersey had home delivery back then. Yep.
I was in Rhode Island for the pandemic. Moved up there in February of 2020. So I didn't get to explore a lot of the brewery scene. But you could go to the breweries and buy, but they did not deliver. There was no delivery, and it was a long time before they even opened up to the 6 foot different distance for eating either outdoors or even indoors. So
there were many months that before I think in Jersey. I'm not speaking for Rhode Island, but I think in Jersey it was July, late June, early July, where they opened up, outdoor space, 6 feet apart, so forth and so on. So bars opened up in the parking lot.
It may have been a little later for Rhode Island because we had a big issue with the people in Newport. The people in Newport weren't listening whatsoever to anything, to the point where our governor at the time, I can't remember her name, but she was very, very famously quoted saying, "Knock it off." And I've got a couple of shirts that say "Knock it off." And actually one of the breweries there made a beer called "Knock it off."
And what brewery was that?
Unfortunately, didn't they announce they're closing?
Which brewery?
Why am I blanking on their name? By the airport.
Oh, Proclamation.
Yeah, Proc.
Proc's closing, yes.
Yeah, Proc is closing. They haven't been the same since their owner passed. Since Dave passed away. So, but yeah, they did a collab with a store that does all kinds of funny things. So the store made the shirts, they did the beer, and they did a double and they did a triple.
Nice. Double X and triple X?
No, double IPA and triple IPA.
I just figured
great callback.
I had to do that. But I had to do that. All right, we got another comment really quick here. And it is from Matt. He goes, the otter in the rye, way amazing.
Otter in the rye.
Matt, I was this close to having an otter in the rye on this chat this afternoon, but I decided that a barley wine was not going to suit me well after the day I've had.
Funny you should mention.
Funny you should mention a barley wine there, Jim. So
this will be my second beer, and this is from Barreled Souls, and this is their barley wine called Resistance, with vanilla and black currant in it. Madagascar vanilla. Pardon me.
There you go.
Oh boy, this one. Hey John, apparently it's active beer night.
Yes. It might just be the humidity in Jersey, I think.
That wasn't an over pour. That's just it. It's active in there. Nice.
There you go.
That's as many of their beers tend to be.
We're
gonna let that settle down.
Look, there's a lot of fruit in that beer, so
yes.
It's not shocking that you're going to get that. Mine was just a heavy pour, and then I was trying to get it to settle down, and I was too aggressive. I was too jumping the gun, waiting for it to go down because I wanted to drink it. So
anticipation.
I couldn't do a Carly Simon thing tonight. One that. So all right.
Mockingbird. Yeah. Sorry.
There you
go. She said Carly Simon.
I will sing along, so please.
Do you know Mockingbird?
If that Mockingbird don't sing, come on, man.
You're gonna do the James Taylor portion. I'll do the Carly.
So, 2020 was a great time for Elder Pine. It kind of gave the brewery and the brand an opportunity to become part of the next kind of sweeping change of what was going on with Maryland beer. We had a lot of breweries kind of open in that same 2018 to 2020 timeframe that get a lot of notoriety now. Sapwood opened, which we're very, very happy that we have colleagues like them around. We have our friends over at Crooked Crab that came open.
Sure.
And it was just wonderful to see this kind of explosion of new breweries that were really kind of going out on the edge and taking chances with things. Elder Pine is not a brewery that is only producing traditional styles of beer. We kind of push the envelope with the traditions that we do explore. And we're happy to have peers that are doing the same thing. And it puts us in good company when it comes to the overall Maryland beer experience. And that's one of the things that we're very fortunate to have as breweries. We're also very fortunate to have a very great hyper local experience in our little neighborhood. We've got Waradaka, we've got the Brookville Beer Farm, and we have Lone Oak Brewing, all within a stone's throw of our property. And any guest that wants to come out and explore Elder Pine is always encouraged to go visit our
To
neighbors.
go visit the others, absolutely.
John,
And that's the way it should be.
Mine settled down a lot quicker than yours.
Well, it did. Well, that's because you gave it time. I didn't.
No, actually, I tried to do what you did
Mm-hmm.
by pouring more to see if that would settle it down. It actually did settle.
And it worked. There you go.
That's different between a barley wine and an ESB. I
And the
guess.
ESB.
Yeah, the bitter.
There you go. My second beer, I have this hazy New England style IPA, Southern Hemisphere haze.
Very good choice.
There you
Has
go.
that got A and Z hops in there, or Aussie and New Zealand hops? Is that what
It
the
does.
name is?
Yep, it's
We
got
are
a
very-
Superdelic Vic Secret and Galaxy. I was just reading, but you knew that already. I don't have to tell you that. I was just saying it to Dave.
we are.
I was gonna
very
ask a
fond
question.
of New Zealand hops.
The world right now is very fond of New Zealand hops.
Oh yeah.
It's we go someplace and there's a New Zealand Pilsner on, and Carrie's definitely ordering that, or and if not, if there's an IPA on, she's gonna go that way.
Well, that was the other Elder Pine I have that I'm not drinking on the show tonight. That's the New Zealand Pilsner, the Isostatic Rebound.
Very,
Lovely choice.
So I'll have that on the show in the next couple of weeks too.
very cool name. It's a static rebound.
I can't claim to know the origin of every one of the beer names specifically, but I will say generally, if you can find very creative and fun metal lyrics, Magic the Gathering card names, or themes from video games, you may end up finding out how we name some of our beers. Our Lord Maris, I'm sorry, our Summon the Moon Lord. I'm going through all of our barley wines in my head, but our Summon the Moon Lord was a nod to the Moon Lord character from Terraria. And we've had a lot of people that come in and are very excited to see our take on that artwork and realize that this Cthulhu inspired being is from a game that they have so much nostalgic love for.
Interesting. I just missed Magic the Gathering. I had just a little too old for Magic.
No time like the present, man. It's having a huge
I know
resurgence.
it's still going. Actually, and what I grew up on, D&D has had a resurgence as well. My daughter plays it.
I just listened to a fascinating podcast about the whole stretch of D&D. So I recommend Business Wars if you don't listen to that.
Business Wars. I started playing when it was just before it was D&D, before it was D&D, and just came in the box. And you actually came with the little crayons so you could color in the numbers on the dice.
Smart move.
That's so old.
You gotta love it.
This is interesting.
I was going to say, how is that? This is fantastic. I had this at the brewery, so
The currants really, really do come out in this. It's but as a barley wine, maybe an ABV. But as far as
yeah. Well, it's certainly not barrel aged. It's just a barley wine with the
with the
adjuncts in it. Yeah, and you know what? I found that a lot of barrel souls back in the day were they did what they were originally doing, right? They made fantastic barley wines and stouts and barreled them all. And then they got into all of the, I don't want to call them pastry stouts or anything like that, pastry barley wines, but they put a lot of adjuncts and some fruit, and they're all delicious in their own right, but they're not what I'm personally going to barrel souls for. I want that
I told you my one visit to Barrel Souls, the first time ever that I'm sitting there, and I'm not even probably not even halfway done what I'm drinking, and I just had to carry the keys. So there's no way you're going to need to drive. I'm already can't drive.
Shot, yeah.
And I remember driving back to where we were staying. Well, no, I don't, because I was sleeping the whole time. And I don't sleep in cars. It just doesn't happen. But
and that time you did.
Yeah, Barrel Souls knocked me the fuck out. My God.
We may or may not be stopping there. It depends on exactly how long we spend in Kennebunkport while we're there.
Yeah, you'll be very close when you go to Sacred Profane.
Right, in Biddeford. And also in Biddeford, we're going to, I believe it's Wild Bevy Distilling. We're going there too.
Nice.
So. This is fantastic, though, this Southern Hemisphere hazy. Matt said sapwood. You referred to sapwood before. And then he said, I'm assuming he meant sapwood and not exclamation point sapwild.
That's an upside down exclamation point. Like he's got a Spanish keyboard going.
He's got a Spanish keyboard going. Or no, maybe that's an I, actually.
Oh, maybe it's just small I.
So it's I sapwild. There you go.
Okay.
That's what is that affectionately term of? Sausage fingers. That's what it is.
No. Remember, kielbasi fingers.
Oh, kielbasi fingers. That's
yes,
it. Right.
He's Polish. It's kielbasi.
Sapwood is his number 2 brewery in Maryland, and then Brian Boak said clams from Blackie's Clam Shack. From Blackie Clam Shack.
He corrects himself in the next one.
I know. Clam Shack on the grill go great with his beers, and he says Blackie's Clam Shack. There you go. But anyway, cool. So let's talk about beers. Let's talk about these. So we're obviously we mentioned several. You know, I brought up a couple. You've brought up a few. Now, you know, like a lot of other breweries these days, it's not so much about everything different, because there are beers that obviously come back. But if there are any flagships that you do, what are they?
You said do.
I said do.
I was going to let it slide, man.
Sorry, I never let that slide. I'm a child. Sorry.
We are still in that kind of honeymoon phase where we love giving our guests a new experience every time they come in. Now, absolutely. We may revisit beers, but our stable of core beers includes exactly one beer, and that is our EP Pilsner. We are very, very fond of our Czech style Pils. It is a beautiful take on a classic Pilsner. Czech Sots hops, all Pilsner malt. Absolutely brilliant beer, and we are fortunate enough to have some.
It'll be that one right there.
There you go.
There it is.
Fortunate enough to have some Luker faucets, so we do a side pull on that.
Yes.
We're very, very happy to do that and give people kind of that experience with a nice, brilliant, pillowy head and a beautiful golden beer.
People talk you into milk tubes.
Every once in a while, we get people that order them. It's not something that we want to necessarily be on the forefront of trying to convert all of our drinkers into. For a couple of reasons. We have some people who are kind of getting their feet wet when it comes to trying craft beer in our area still. And we don't want to alienate anybody with, you know, what the hell is that guy drinking over there?
Yeah,
you know, it's always an invitation to try something new.
Sure. One of the local breweries we have here, Ghost Talk. Anytime they have a big event, I'll always make the owner do a milk tube with me. It pisses him off every time I make him do that. He's like, "Damn it! Other people are going to see and they're going to want to do it."
We have regulars that are very fond of asking for them, and many of our staff do enjoy them. You know, it's a great experience.
An actual milk tube or a Mliko pour?
Mliko pour. We don't do the tubes, but we do Mliko pour. We try to achieve the same thing. Give everybody great aromatics and a nice good burp at the end.
Exactly. Gotta love it.
They're fun.
Milk tubes. I mean,
it's fun.
Yeah. Ken and the crew at Human Robot have a good.
Well, that's the first time I ever did it.
Right.
Yeah, they've got a.
They I'm not saying they're corner of the market, but they're the you know. When most people think of milk tubes, they think of Human Robot on.
Well, the term milk tube came from them, I believe.
Yes,
they started the name.
Jim, when you guys were at CBC, did you get up to Did you get up to Human Robot on North Fifth?
You know, we were invited to a party with some other Maryland brewers there, and we ended up going to Monk's Cafe that evening.
That's not a bad thing.
That was the Tuesday night, right?
Yes, and on the way out of town, we ended up hitting one of their locations, and they happened to be closed at the time. But we did make a fully intended trip to Human Robot to sit down and enjoy ourselves before we got out.
I went up after Tuesday. I went up to North Fifth, and it was, you couldn't walk in there. Like, I barely got in the door. I'm like, I'm never getting a beer here. And John Hall and Dantes and others had done a podcast from there. And John was walking out, and he says, "You honestly think you honestly going to try to get in here?" I was like, "No." And then Dantes was like, "Come with us. Come on, we're going over for fermentary reform." I'm like, done. Let's go. Just turn around. I would have loved to have stayed there, but there was no way. It would have taken me an hour and a half to get one beer. It made no sense. So,
well, we were supposed to do the show with John on the floor at CBC, but he couldn't get any connection.
There was no connection. I couldn't get any connection from the floor.
And then he said, "I'm going to go to up to what you call it, and we'll just do the show from there." I said, "The hell you are?
Yeah,
seriously, you can't, even when the place isn't full, you can't hear anything."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, no, I knew it wasn't happening.
It didn't happen, so we skipped that week, even though we didn't want to. But I got a lot of videos I got a lot of videos
Did you post them?
So I haven't posted them yet. So there'll be a separate little file that I'll put up at some point. I got to edit some of them because there's a lot
statutes of limitations might have
not so much. It's pretty fun. Anyway.
Yeah, you're almost 4 months behind, man.
Yeah. I know. Well, we've had other shows every week since, so it's
fair enough.
So you have you brewed anything? Obviously, EP Pils is the whole entire core, but you've brewed other beers more than once.
Absolutely. So Bitter Geezer is kind of a beer that makes itself known more than once a year. We usually put that out just shy of quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have a fresh release of Bitter Geezer come out. We like to give it a little bit of spacing, make sure that it's not building up on shelves anywhere, because an ESB is not necessarily everybody's first choice when they walk into their local beer retailer. One of those beers, it takes a little coaching to understand what it is, maybe get over the name bitter, kind of really come to grips with what style you're having. And then we have that Simcoe Archives and our Archive series. The Archive series is a series of modern IPAs. We label them as West Coast IPAs just so people don't get them confused and expect a hazy. But the IBUs on them are much lower than most West Coast IPAs that people would expect. And they have a really great drinking experience, and it ends up being a single hopped beer just to showcase the hop that we're featuring. So the most recent release of that was Simcoe and then Cascade Archives. But we do produce that beer with the same grist bill and approach. So the recipe is essentially the same, but it's just meant to be a placeholder for a great West Coast IPA at all times.
That's fantastic.
And then when it comes to the hazy stuff, we've got a following for some of our hazy beers. So we have, in the last 18 months or so, kind of reprogrammed our Awake on the Forest Floor and our Forest Floor series in general. Awake on the Forest Floor will now very quickly be followed by Asleep on the Forest Floor. So hazy IPA and Awake, double hazy and Asleep, and then Dying on the Forest Floor once a year is our triple.
Nice. That's fantastic.
I'm actually not answering texts or emails. I'm actually on Tavor seeing what you guys have on there right now.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now.
You've got Where the Mystic Swims is on there.
Great Phantasm IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all there was a 3-pack where they bundled you with 2 other breweries, but that's already sold out.
Interesting.
There's another one of your IPAs. I got to get back to it to read what it was. This is really dangerous because I'm seeing some beautiful things in here.
I was like, that was the other thing. I had it. Can't say recently, but recently enough, I still had a can of Empirematic.
Oh yeah, I actually had that in my list of fun beers to talk about because we'd recently put out. I was telling you I've been enjoying the Smoke Fest this evening, but we put out a Polish Grodzickia at the same time as the Smoke Fest. So we had these two beautiful smoked beers, and I wanted to bring up that we kind of go deep with the smoked options. We have Imperimatic, we've got Sempiternal, and then we've got Yarkaruk, our smoked Norwegian ale. So really cool take on smoked beers. I don't think that we take a heavy hand when it comes to using smoked malt. We do really love the flavor profiles as a team, though. And we have a lot of really enthusiastic guests that just get behind those beers and really want to try them all, and they're not afraid to.
I've had Imprimatic. That's a fantastic beer. I think I have that on the Rock Beer Show.
You did. So did I.
Yeah,
I had a couple of those. We do with John Hall. We do in January of the year. We do it This Week in Rock Beer Show.
Love it.
So
your beer has one of your smoke.
So maybe we could if we put a few of them, depending on what they have available. If we put a few of them together, maybe we bring Jim on as a guest with John on the.
If we can get some Elder Pine stuff,
that'd be awesome. Let me see what we can make happen for you.
Problem with that.
There you go. I can.
And then kind of using the beer that we produce as a springboard for kind of just an example of what our portfolio can look like throughout the year. Every year for our anniversary, which happens to be the third week of September, we put out a really intriguing lineup of offerings. So we're about to celebrate our 8th anniversary, September 18th through the 20th in our tasting room.
Mm-hmm.
We have 3 really great beers coming out that I want to talk about tonight. One of them, John, this will make you happy, is Elder Geezer. We have taken the bitter geezer recipe and stepped it up to a 24-hour boil English barley wine.
Oh my God!
Oh no, you didn't.
All right.
Yeah, we did.
All right,
I'm
coming down.
September 18th through the 20th. Put it on your calendar.
I still have some time off this year.
I'm really looking forward to this release. Paul and Mike really know what they're doing when it comes to dialing in our barley wines and releasing a fantastic product. These will be available for pre-order starting on September 4th. And then we'll be able to get people in and give them the opportunity to pick their beers up starting on the 18th. We're putting out a brand new release. This is going to be kind of the anniversary release itself. Is called Graveyard. It's a Munich style Dunkel lager. And then we're bringing out this year's version of our barrel aged Tmave Pivo. And this one is barrel aged in port and whiskey barrels. Oh my God, what a great use of the button.
I had to do that.
You had to do that.
You missed it, John.
I did miss it. I'll look at it again.
It was a supreme close of him. I need.
Yeah, what was the name of the Munich Dunkel?
Graveyard.
Graveyard, because I've had Dunkelwood.
Yes, Dunkelwood's great.
Graveyard would be a great beer to pour into this.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
And then we're stoked on some of our recent releases. I told you guys this. I was recovering from a pretty miserable day. We had a really fun time with a conveyor motor failing on our canning line this afternoon, right in the run of our Roggen beer.
Oh.
So that was great. But we just released that. We've got that Rye Weizen out. We released Festival Lager this afternoon, which is our Oktoberfest lager.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2 weeks, we're releasing Autumn Awaits, which is our Märzen. And
I've had Autumn Awaits. I love Autumn Awaits. So
we are geared up for fall beer drinking and are looking forward to cooler days.
As John calls it, beer season.
It's beer season.
That's right.
I quote like from basically now within the next couple of weeks through New Year's, I call it beer season. But in reality, beer season starts on St. Patrick's Day and goes straight through to the day before St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Spring drinking is always a good time if you can find the great beers that pair with the season.
Absolutely, yeah. Autumn Awaits is fantastic, though. It's great beer. So I got there's a bunch that I have to I'll have to pre-order and just take. If for nothing else, I'll have to take a ride. I'll have to leave early in the morning on the 20th, drive down, hang out for a while, and then
fair enough.
Bring somebody to drive me home.
Hey, the BWI Amtrak drop off isn't too far away from our brewery.
There you go.
Oh, that's
Just have
good
to
to know.
just take an Uber or lift over, and
That's right. Give everybody an opportunity to take the train and slow down the pace a little bit.
there
I
you
used to work for Amtrak in DC. Lived in Maryland at the time when I did that.
Very cool.
Oh, sure.
I'm fascinated by
so
mass
no?
transit. So
Well, put it this way. My title, laborer.
okay.
labor.
That was my official title, laborer. I was the guy that when worked in the loco house, and when a locomotive came in and it hit something, I have to go up to it, make sure that it's not human, so we didn't have to call the cops, and then I'd have to clean that off.
Got it.
Yeah, not one of my more.
That was your title, laborer. So that was what you
laborer, and
did.
I think that is the first time ever that I came really, really close to yakking on the job. I won't get into the details on.
Yeah, you don't have to. What you said is enough. I think.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think we get the picture.
No, you don't. Trust me, you don't.
The picture that we, the level that we would want to.
I was
stop
just
at.
lucky that human remains never came in on a train while I was there. So,
I think that would be a life-altering experience.
yes. So,
I would say so. Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's great to know that you just take the train there, huh?
Yep. I think it's about a 25, maybe 28-minute Uber ride from the BWI Amtrak, and you can find yourself hanging out in the reprieve of our beautiful forest floor, drinking wonderful seasonally appropriate beers.
Absolutely.
And BW, when he says BW, he's talking about Balto Wash Airport, right?
That's correct.
That train station.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think that's a little friendlier than trying to get into Union Station and come up. Although, if you come into Union Station, you can take the WMATA Metro all the way up to Shady Grove and come find us from there.
There you go. That's another way to do it.
There's a number of ways to get there.
We're making ourselves accessible to any way that you like to travel.
There you go.
And Union
And we have a
Station,
small parking lot.
and Union Station's not a bad place to hang out.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Matt also commented. He said Elder Pine's Tomave Pivo was very good too. It absolutely was. I love that beer as well. And he says the depth of the Maillard flavor in those big beers is exceptional.
This is now the second show that he's commented on where he's brought up Maillard reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you,
he makes-
Matt. We appreciate that you like that so much.
He
Well-
appreciates Louis Camille Maillard's work in chemistry.
And as do we all.
As we do.
Come on. All right.
Hey, who hasn't enjoyed a nice piece of toast?
Exactly. So
We're a very well seared steak.
or
Yeah, or burnt eggs.
yeah, Burnett. Burnett's right there, Tom. Yeah.
There you go. Or the
Yeah,
crust on a brisket.
There you go.
There you go.
Sounds like I'm going to
Guys,
ZZQ,
I'm hungry.
aren't you?
Yeah, now I'm hungry. Now I want to go to ZZQ. Now you got me. Damn it. Come on.
That was fully intended.
All right.
The only other thing that I really wanted to give a shout out to is the fun that we've been having with the new Cryo Fresh Hop lineup that we've had some access to. We love the opportunity to play around with what should be a fresh hop experience, and on the East Coast, it's not always the easiest thing to do. So we've started a series kind of similar to the archive series. It's called Fresh Frozen, and we are doing single hops and some small hop blends of these cryo hopped IPAs. We recently just put one out with Crush, Cryo Fresh Crush, called Crushed Ice. And then we have Fresh Frozen Citra coming right down the pipeline. So for anybody that wants to come out and give those a shot, really cool take on kind of hazier IPAs with these really fresh hop characters rather than just everything being dry hopped.
One of my favorite seasonal beers every year is a fresh hop beer. So, any
great to see 'em.
guesses? Any guesses what it is?
I know what it is.
He knows what
Me.
I'm waiting for Jim. Come on.
What is it?
It's easy. It's an easy one.
It's a holiday beer.
baseball. It's a holiday beer. Celebration.
Lincoln. No, Celebration. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Wonderful beer.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to try, as long as they do it again this year. I'm somehow going to try to get down to Mills River for Sally Drippins.
Sally Drippins.
So,
Be a good time.
It should be. Anyway, all right. We'll talk.
Speaking of a good time, I've got to go use one of Jim's trees out back.
Hold on. Let me put it up. Which one would you prefer?
Let's see.
Which,
no, not in that shot. It's not one of those.
One of those?
No, it's in the other shot.
No, it's in this one here.
So you see the one right dead center,
right?
Just to the right of that, and more in the foreground. That
one right there.
Yeah, that one looks thirsty.
Okay, because in a row, that like the first one, that's tree number 1. Okay, yeah. And then tree number 2, tree number 3, and so forth. So tree number 1 is for number 2. Tree number 3 is for number 1.
Yes.
Don't go to tree number 4. That's the ladies' tree.
That's right.
Oh,
so that was a MASH reference. Anyway. While Dave goes, we can back up. There's a few other things some newer stuff and
sure.
Expanding upon what you're talking about as far as Elder Pine goes and on from there. Let's jump back to Frederick for a second.
Okay.
So now, how long have you been in Frederick? Personally?
I've lived in downtown Frederick for 14 years.
14 years. I briefly met you when we were in the tap room.
Okay.
We've been communicating. Where I was sitting with his name is escaping me. The bartender that night I was there. I'll think of it. Anyway,
a bartender from Elder Pine.
From Elder Pine. Yeah.
Chatting with Jay.
It was Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then there was an issue going. You were walking back and forth, and Jay introduced you because he was telling me that you were the one that needed to come on the show and everything.
Oh man.
So we briefly talked for about 30 seconds, and then you were in the middle. I talked for 30 seconds. You probably listened for about 3 seconds because you were in the middle of 90 things. So I was like, I'll just
apologize.
Oh, don't apologize. I apologize for bothering you in the middle of everything you're doing.
I'm going to have to type an email now.
No, go for it. But
what's to the management of Elder Pine?
Yes.
I apologize for wanting to use one of your treats.
No, do it. Seriously, do it.
Because if you're Catholic, just wanting to is the sin, right?
Jim, give him the right email.
You just had to wanna. I swear, I'll write that email.
That's fantastic.
Sorry for interrupting, but
I wish it was on the way in because we were in Frederick for like 5 days, so could have been you could have pointed out. We pretty much cover the whole town.
Frederick's a great spot. The beer scene here in Frederick is, again, pointing to the comment I made earlier about how fortunate we are in the Ag Reserve to have a great collection of breweries so close to us in proximity. Frederick is a town that in its own right is a beer city. You cannot throw a stone in any of the neighborhoods in Frederick really without knowing that you're in close proximity to a place where you're going to get a fantastic locally made beer. Whether you're seeking out traditional European takes at Brewer's Alley from kind of the older state of where the beer industry kind of came into its new form 30 years ago to people who are really cutting edge. And, we've mentioned brewing with adjuncts and things like that. You go to Rack and have an experience where you're getting fully loaded, flavorful beers to Midnight Run, which is another brewery that does very similar things. And incredible flavor forward beers, often a little higher in alcohol, but always bringing something to the table that is worth coming back for and worth spending your time in the city.
Sure. And we hit everything while we were there. We made sure we did. What damn it, the name escapes me. Across from the new cocktail bar that just opened up going north, that has the smash burger place right inside.
Old Mother.
Yeah. And then and the cocktail place across the street is actually pretty good too.
So you got to swing through Spacey Gracie's.
Spacey Gracie, we went. Yep, we went in there one night, so that was fantastic.
Old Mother's been doing a great job. That's their second location, and it's a fantastic place to hang out.
Burgers were fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I was sitting there just I go and I get the food, put it down. She's taking a bite and looking over here. She was reading something. She looks back. My burger's gone. I just inhaled it.
No, thank you. I'll just pick.
Yeah. but everything was fantastic. Like I said to you, Monocacy is going to be on the show in a couple weeks. Rack, we're still working out a date, but I was going to talk about. I mean, like every brewery had something to offer too. At Steinhardt was, a couple of the German styles were actually, very, very spot on.
Jim is doing a great job curating a menu over there that is really focused on making sure that tradition is always first in mind when it comes to presenting a beer list that's going to bring people in the door.
And unfortunately, the other brewery in that space with them just closed. Probably maybe a couple weeks before we were there.
Yeah, I think they closed maybe back in April, maybe May, something like that.
We were there the end of April, and it was like 2 weeks after they closed.
Yep. So yeah, whatever that timing was, it was very unfortunate. I mean, they were a great destination. Everybody liked being able to sit outside at Idiom and pop over to Steinhardt and kind of do the back and forth
and walk across over to Attaboy and Rack.
That's right, and it put them in perfect proximity to Rack and Attaboy, giving you really. I mean, you want to talk about a hyper-local experience. You're within a 2.5 minute walk of four breweries, and all of them are offering something different.
Yeah. Crazy. And that Riverwalk in Frederick is just fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. That is actually the home to the Maryland Craft Beer Festival. It stretches down that walk all the way from what is Market Street to where you were over by East Street. And it becomes a place where people get to come and explore, a couple dozen Maryland breweries and have a great time and listen to live music and hang out with, 4,000 of their favorite beer friends.
Exactly. We gotta look into that for next year. We definitely have to do that. When is that? When do they have? When is that?
That is always Mother's Day. The Saturday prior to Mother's Day.
Saturday before Mother's Day. Okay, that's actually doable.
That's dangerous for husbands to be that hungover on Mother's Day. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, we can make that work.
That is true.
There you go.
That's just mean.
No, it's and
it's how we ensure everybody's on their best behavior.
This is true.
Can't be showing up to mom stinking like yesterday's beer.
Well, I mean, it's like Mother's Day is brunch, right? Mother's Day is brunch.
That's right.
Father's Day is a barbecue,
which could be a barbecue brunch.
Say it again.
Right. Could be a barbecue brunch.
It could be a barbecue brunch. Yeah.
Certainly.
Is it me or is it Dave?
I caught a little bit of lag on Dave.
I think it was
Dave.
Well, no, it was definitely me because I was over on another tab looking up Airbnbs in Frederick from September 18th to the 20th. And when I flipped back over, you haven't sent me the email address to send that to yet.
I will. I don't want to put it out publicly because I don't want a bunch of
put it in the.
Sorry, we pissed on your tree.
Put it in the private chat.
Put it in the private chat. Yeah, there you go. Down the bottom of the screen, private chat.
Yeah, but when I flip back over, you were both frozen, and when both you and the guest are frozen, I know it's me.
It's you, yeah, exactly.
It's not me.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Going down on Friday and coming back on Sunday, and just.
Yeah, I've put the dates in from 18th to the 21st.
18th. That's not a bad idea. I'll talk to Jess about it.
So, well, we'd love to have you.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, I'm just coming down on Sunday.
Okay.
So, hold on. Who are the Giants playing on that day? Are you a Ravens fan? Are you a Rams fan? Are you
I am not an
Cardinals fan?
I'm not an NFL fan. So I was born in Maine. My entire family's from New England originally. I am a Red Sox fan.
Okay.
Well, we're Mets fans, which means that we're pseudo Red Sox.
I dig it. And then
Yankees fans.
Having grown up in St. Louis, I really did love watching St. Louis Cardinals baseball. I got to see McGuire hit 69 when I was there in person.
God, nice.
That was a cool experience.
You were at the game when he hit it?
I was.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
That's great.
It was awesome. Very, very cool experience. I was actually there with a class. It was just a couple of days after he hit 62. And when he hit 69, it was like, oh my gosh, he's really going to go after these records. And I think he ended that season at what, 71 or 72 total?
71.
Yeah. And it was pretty incredible. So I love baseball. It was a very, very cool time to be in the second Busch Stadium and see what that was all about. I've never been to the newest Busch Stadium. I moved out of there right when that opened.
Gotcha. Well, we're one of our several favorite players, obviously, as Mets fans, was originally a St. Louis Cardinal. So,
who's that?
Keith Hernandez.
Oh, very cool.
Keith. So, and my uncle is a huge Cardinals fan. Why, I don't know, because he grew up in Secaucus, New Jersey. So I'm not sure why he's a Cardinals fan. I actually don't know why he's a Cardinals fan.
My father-in-law is from northern West Virginia, and he happened to grow up as a Cardinals fan. And he wears a St. Louis Cardinals hat, and I couldn't understand it. It's like you've got the Pittsburgh Pirates about an hour away, and you've got Cleveland, the Guardians now, but you have the Cleveland baseball team up there waiting for you to be a part of that. And nope, It was always the St. Louis Cardinals.
I will be honest, and Dave can concur if he wants, but one of my, other than Citi Field, obviously, I just think, honestly, not even as a Mets fan, I'm not even trying to be biased. Citi Field is a fantastic ballpark. But one of my favorite ballparks beyond that is PNC Park in Pittsburgh.
I've not been for a game there. I absolutely love seeing it driving by. It's a gorgeous facility.
It's so great to see a game
it's
there.
It's really, really cool. Beautiful. But they've got a limited supply of fireworks, apparently.
Well, you got to pick and choose your games, Dave.
I went there to see the Mets play the Pirates, and the Mets. The Mets pitching staff was very generous that night. So generous that the Pittsburgh Pirates hit so many home runs that they ran out of fireworks for celebrating those home runs. It was, but I drank a lot of Fathead beer.
Well, there you go.
I do remember tripping up the stairs.
You didn't have an Iron City while you were there?
I did have an icy, and I had an icy with a.
You an icy light, or icy mango? Which one?
No, it was an icy, and it was with one of the most disgusting things I've ever put in my face. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Ugh. I ordered the wrong thing, apparently.
Well, it happens.
It happens. So here we go. So I'm titling this email Arboreal Urination.
Love it. We look forward to seeing this show up.
Yeah.
So I'll be typing that. I can't type it now because I just keep lagging every time I flip over there to type. So I'll type it at the end of the show when I'm like, once my barley wine is gone and I'm good and lit.
There you go. And what I'll do is I'll give you. Well, I'm assuming, Jim. I'm assuming you'll get that email too.
Yes.
Okay, that's not just your separate email. I get that. I'm just looking for one picture here. If I can't find it in the next 10 seconds, screw it. But you'll appreciate it as a Red Sox fan. You'll appreciate this picture. Hold on.
Or not. You may not.
No, maybe no. I think he will. I just can't.
Is it a picture of you?
Of course, it's a picture of me.
Of course, it's a picture of you. So it's a picture of John.
So I'm giving another 5 seconds.
I love it when our show coincides with No Selfie Day.
There we go.
Out there in the calendar called No Selfie Day.
There you go. Yeah.
To see if we can get John to actually abide by it.
It's me on the bullpen phone in the visitors' dugout at Fenway Park.
I love it.
There you go.
That's a great shot.
Thanks.
And proof that John actually has a full head of hair and he's not one of those people wearing ball caps all the time.
Exactly. And I just got it. And also, if you I'll look at the beard and the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was taken a while ago. This
was it before children, John?
No. This was actually Jess actually took a picture, but all three of the kids were standing there. I think we were all on a tour.
This is all kids. This is all my.
This is all kids too. Yeah, so,
I too have a full head of hair, but it's very rare that you'll ever see me without a hat.
And I just got a haircut today too. So.
You did?
Sharp looking, man. Ears look lower.
Yeah, my ears. Oh my God, I'm like 10 pounds lighter too. It's amazing. So anyway, so my point is, Frederick, an amazing town. I love it. It's your home, and there's a lot of stuff about it. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I don't want to belabor the show with some other stuff, but I'll bring them up to you when we're done, and we're just BSing before we sign. After the show's over, before we hang up or whatever. But
sounds great.
But getting back to Elder Pine, what's obviously this big thing? Obviously, the 18th through the 20th. Those beers are fantastic, and send me an email with them and anything. We'll put that up on all of our socials, and
you got it,
and do that as well. And I'm totally serious about trying to get down there. If I can work it out that Dave and I can both get down there, he can go down for the whole weekend. That's fine, but I would love to be able to get back down there, even if it's just Saturday to Monday. I would love to do that. But worst case scenario, I'm coming down on the Sunday. There you go.
I look forward to having a chance to sit down with you this time instead of having to run around like my hair is on fire.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You were putting out fires that day.
I thought that's what the cap was for.
That's it, man. I have to keep the frazzled ends.
There you go. By the way, I just want to point.
And that's wait a second. Does the Maillard reaction? Does that apply?
I think it does. I think it does.
I don't think it smells as pretty.
It doesn't smell good, but it applies to hair.
No, it does not smell good.
The aroma is not good on that one.
No.
So there you go.
In one of our training things as a firefighter, I let my hair go bye-bye, and along with somebody else, and so they made the two of us drive home together in the same car because of the odor of the burnt hair.
Well, I'll tell you, as a former firefighter myself, not wearing a Nomex hood back in the day, and I'm going back to the 80s. Was my ears are my thermometers. I know when to get out, right? Yeah, not so much when you're training and the instructors want to prove to you that you should be wearing your hood. And I had blisters on both ears for about a week, so I always wore my hood after that. So in any event,
I had my hood on. I just hair long, so it came out over the hood.
It came out under the hood. Yeah, I got you.
From under the hood, yeah. So I had like the big Chachi bangs.
Lovely. My third beer is Dave's first beer, and that is Loch Kelpie. There you go.
That's
right there.
Such a beautiful beer. I'm glad we put that out this year.
I am so. Oh my god, one of my favorite styles is Scotch Ale. So I'm looking forward to taking a sip of that. After I put this comment up really quick from Brian Boak, who says his second beer is Manafirkin's Darth Vader Dark Czech Pils 5%. He says, but that was not a true selfie. No, it wasn't. It wasn't a selfie. That Jess took the picture, so it was just. It wasn't a selfie. It was a picture of me. So there you go. I didn't call it a selfie. Brian, Dave did. So there you go. Anyway, so let me take a sip of this as Dave continues to type the email that he can do later, but he likes to do it on the show. So.
Well, it's pretty touching to be here live while it's occurring.
It's amazing. Wow, this is good.
Yes.
This is good. I love a good wee heavy. Anyway,
yeah,
all right. So like I said,
it is I didn't get to comment on it too much because I was waiting for you to open yours, but it is a fantastic representation of that particular style. Malt forward like it should be, but with a little bit of balance to it. Which there are so many wee heavies out there that
definitely
people listen. They
definitely
look at what the style is, and they take advantage of the fact that it's just straight up. I'm going to create a malt bomb. It's not necessarily what a wee heavy is, and I was just very impressed.
It's not
with how they managed to balance it out. It was lovely.
You might want you're lagging again. You might want to finish the email after we're done.
Yeah, I'm leaving it over there.
There you go.
With regard to,
and actually, no, I was
going to say it.
See, you didn't hear Jim talking there. Jim, continue. Regard to
I was just going to say, with regard to Loch Kelpie, it's a beer that proves that you can have a heavy hand with malt while still achieving.
Oh yeah,
a really nice drinkable beer with a finish that makes you want to go back for another sip.
And I just want to point one thing out. I just really quick. I did this before and I forgot to mention it. Okay, my first beer was Bitter Geezer. I'm putting the crawl up really quick. What's the ABV, Dave?
5.5.
Okay. My second beer was Southern Hemisphere Haze. What's the ABV?
6.6.
My third beer was Loch Kelpie. What is it?
8.8.
There you go. 5.5, 6.6, 8.8. There you go. I loved it. It wasn't intentional. I was
you got a 10.10 or 11.
Wow. There you go. You gotta love that. Yeah. You got a 15. You gotta,
You might have to shoot for that for our barley wine next year. Let me make that note.
Yeah,
Write that down. 1515.
That's right.
Very good.
Maybe we do that for the 15th anniversary.
There you go.
It's not a bad idea. What is it? It's 8 this year, right?
8 this year.
And speaking of, we'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to this. What is it? 2 days. Carton Brewing is celebrating their 15th anniversary.
Carton Brewing
very
is
cool.
Celebrating their 15th anniversary. Yep.
Congratulations to them. That's a great milestone.
And Cane Brewing's in there somewhere. It's
this week too. No, they did their 15th on Saturday. They had their 15th.
Oh, that's right. They pre-celebrated it.
They did it on last Saturday. They had their 15th. Yeah. So both of them opened in 2011, and still going strong. Fantastic beers, both of them.
The breweries that changed brewing in New Jersey.
The breweries that changed brewing in New Jersey. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I say this all the time. Until Carton and Cane came around, and I mean no disrespect to Cricket Hill when I say this, but the best IPA in New Jersey before Carton and Cane came around was Cricket Hill Hypnotic. And while in its own right a decent beer, Carton and Cane changed the game forever in the state. But anyway, moving back to the topic at hand. As we were talking about, beyond September, what's coming down the pipe, beer-wise, event-wise, for Elder Pine, the rest of the year, going into the fall, deeper into the fall, into the holidays.
So the fall kind of quiets down for us quite a bit because we are such a destination-driven brewery. Fall and early winter tend to get a little quiet. We see the holidays slow down a little bit. It's time for people to come out and kind of enjoy our indoor space a little bit more. We get some frigid afternoons, and when it gets cold out, there's not a lot of reprieve from that bad weather. But we try to make it comfortable. We put up some wood pellet stoves outside on our patio, make sure everybody's having a nice time. This year, we don't have a whole lot pre-programmed for the winter. We tend to get a lot of office events and things like that to kind of take up our schedule and make it a little bit harder for us to plan kind of customer engagement or guest engagement events at those times. Our current year of live music is going to wrap up on October 10th. And then after that, it's going to be little pop-ups here and there with some vendors. We've got a holiday market coming up in November, where folks will be able to come out and do some early holiday shopping, get some photos taken with Santa on some restored classic trucks, do all kinds of fun brewery things on a fall afternoon, and then just come and enjoy.
You need me to fill in? Let me know. I've got the beard. So
hey, fair enough.
That's fantastic.
And I've got the beard too, but John's got the rosy cheeks.
I got the rosy cheeks. Yeah. They help. They help.
Yeah.
I'm jolly. What can I say?
He is definitely jollier than I am.
We are contemplating having a Krampus come out at some point. Maybe
I can do that.
Dave, that's Dave. Done. Gotta love it. That's perfect. Krampus knocked. Do you is there any bands on the? You might have mentioned it. I apologize
for the anniversary.
On the anniversary.
So the anniversary, because we are already so busy, we actually don't program any bands. Last year, we did have kind of an Oktoberfest theme take over that weekend. This year, we're kind of leaning into the graveyard theme because we're right on the cusp of Halloween there. Like
are you going to do a
Halloween
costume thing?
So we have some things in store. We've got a guy who brings a motorcycle riding version of a Bigfoot and raises money for charity. So we're going to have a biker Bigfoot roaming amongst the forest floor. Nice. We've got some great vendors set up for that, leaning more into kind of the cryptid and more spooky style of stuff. So just trying to program a little bit to give people some fun things to do without it being huge.
Are you in Mothman area?
We are just north of the Mothman area.
Ah, okay.
The rumor about Mothman started on western West Virginia along the Ohio River, but the sightings make their way all the way up to Shepherdstown and Harper's Ferry. So, our cryptid around here is the Snallygaster.
The Snally. I've never heard of the Snallygaster.
There's a huge DC beer festival named after it.
Oh yeah, Snallygaster. I've heard of you. Never heard of it.
I have not.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Snallygaster is a winged river cryptid that apparently loves the Potomac.
I love it.
That makes it one.
Well, that's another thing I loved about Frederick, Maryland. So we Jess and I when we were out in Frederick, we went hiking in. Help me out. It's about half an hour north.
Cunningham Falls?
By the falls, but it's the area.
The Catoctin.
Catoctin Mountain. Yeah. Which is only about 5-10 minutes south of the Pennsylvania border.
That's right.
Okay, it's right there. So I mean, you're
home to Camp David.
Yeah, Camp David, right? You're basically on the Pennsylvania border, about a half an hour north of Frederick, Maryland. 25 minutes south, you're in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, and you've gone through Virginia to get to Harper's Ferry.
That's correct.
No, it's just that one small section. It's just then that, and it's even thinner. Obviously, the further west you get.
Yeah, the further west you get, I think you may have. You're lucky if you're hitting 22 miles between
West Virginia, Maryland, and you got 20 minutes between West Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. That's crazy. So, but that was fun. Yeah, and Harper's Ferry was cool too, and it was there was a small little souvenir shop when we were in Harper's Ferry that actually had craft beer to go, and we got a few. I had one. I had a couple on the show already. What the hell were they? I forget what they were. They were from West Virginia.
I'm still fascinated by the Snallygaster.
The Snallygaster.
Potentially, I'm thinking if you're over there, maybe Abolitionist Ale Works.
It was. I have it right here. I'm just pulling it up right here. Big Timber.
Oh, Big Timber, yeah, out of Elkins.
Yeah. Out of Elkins, yeah. So, good stuff though. And I got a question for you on in Frederick. Sam. If I say the name Sam.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, he's a manager at Frederick Winehouse.
Okay, I don't know Sam.
He plays guitar too around.
Oh, Flatfoot Sam.
Flatfoot Sam, yeah.
Oh yeah, had you said Flatfoot, I'd have been all over it. Yeah, Flatfoot Sam's a man, man.
Flatfoot Sam's a man, yeah. He's just all over. I literally started talking to him as we're walking past. What's the one bar on the one block? They always have Belgians, like great Belgians on tap.
JoJo's. So we're walking past JoJo's. He's outside smoking, and he sees me wearing, I forget what brewery shirt I was wearing. He says, "Love that brewery," and of course, boom, conversation immediate, right? Before I know it, I'm inside having a drink with them. The next day, I'm down at Frederick Winehouse buying beer, BSing with them. So yeah, he's a character. Yeah. He's freaking. Sam's a great guy. I've known Sam going on 15 or 16, maybe 17 years at this point.
That's crazy.
He was a staple at Brewer's Alley when I was there. He was a staple at Barley and Hops, which was the other Frederick brew pub that unfortunately closed. Maybe almost close to half a decade to a decade ago.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he's a staple in Frederick. He's a great guy, and he's always got a smile on it and is always happy to talk to somebody.
Oh my God, he didn't stop smiling, and that's all it was. That was just it's beer. He loves it. He lives it. That's it. It's fantastic. So
I actually saw him recently at RAC. We went for North Mississippi All Stars show. They're doing a great thing with live music there, and Sam and I got to catch up for a couple minutes, and it's always a lovely time to see him.
And he's the kind of guy where, I mean, I met him once. I talked to him probably for an hour that day. Saw him the next day at the store. If I was down there today and he saw me, he'd recognize me. That's the kind of guy. He's fantastic. I love it.
Everybody's a friend to Sam. He just hasn't met them yet.
He just hasn't met him yet. Exactly. Gotta love it. All right, I think it's time for top threes. What do you think?
I agree.
Sounds like fun.
Agree. Tonight's top three list is top three favorite beers brewed in Maryland. Top three favorite beers brewed in Maryland. And as always,
As is our one.
as we say, not brewed by Elder Pine, because I have a feeling most of the ones that would come out on this list would be
I've set my number
Elder
one
Pine
for
beers. Yeah. So top 3 favorite beers brewed in Maryland, not by Elder Pine. Jim, take it away. You have the floor. You are in. You go first.
Do we do a round robin, or do I give you all three at once?
All 3.
Nope.
Okay, so my first go-to is
You're doing 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna go. Let's do 3, 2, 1. That'll be great. 3, 2, 1. So, my third pick is Darkwing. This is a Schwartz beer from Union Craft Brewing. I am personally a huge fan of lager forward options on menus. I love it when people execute a lager the right way. And I've been a huge fan of Union and their team since they opened. They've done a great job. They make fantastic beers. They're a great staple in Baltimore, and they're driving kind of a really great resurgence in their neighborhood in Hampton. They're responsible for bringing on board other wineries, other distilleries. They've been an incubator for great programs in their space. And Darkwing is just a perfectly balanced beer with a great focus on dark malt. And I'm a huge fan.
And John, that's where your pack of Christmas Story playing cards came from.
From Union Craft. Oh yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
My number 2 beer on the list, so moving into the number 2 slot, is the Amber Castle from Silver Branch Brewing. Christian's beer portfolio at Silver Branch is rooted in tradition, which is something that I absolutely love. It's a Czech style amber. It's got really great bready malt notes and a little bit of that sweetness that you would expect from a Czech amber. So perfectly well executed beer. Really happy that it's something they put out year round, and it sits at the top of their portfolio with some other really great takes on lagers and traditional styles. And then my number 1 is my Sunday go-to. If anybody would ever like to meet me and have a beer with me, I can be found at Attaboy on most Sundays. I happen to live directly down the creek from Attaboy. It's an easy walk for me. It's a great place that I get to gather with my friends. I get to see a lot of people from Frederick. And the beer there is Pilzo. That is their New Zealand Pilsner.
That's a great beer. Love it.
Funny, we were talking about New Zealand Pilsners and hops earlier, because that is number 1 on my list when it comes to my hometown drinking. I did mention before, I had an honorable mention. And that honorable mention is the Riot Rye from Monocacy Brewing Company. This is a beer that is near and dear to my heart. As being on the team that got to open that brewery up and get their beers to market, Riot was kind of an exceptional opportunity for us. It was the first Maryland-produced rye pale ale with rye grown and malted in Maryland. Our brewmaster at the time, Tom Flores, had a business partner at a business called Amber Fields Malting and Brewing. And Frederick County rye malt is such a staple in the story of Maryland agriculture. Frederick County rye, then being malted into beer and having been used in the production of Maryland rye whiskey. So we got to pay homage to that tradition and that history with this really incredible rye pale ale. And I just can't get enough of it. I'm glad that it's still out there and people still enjoy it.
That's great, especially considering you guys are getting into the rye more deeper into
Absolutely.
the
rye. And we have some great opportunities to learn from really great rye farmers about what we can do to ensure that everything we're doing is best. And we have access to some fantastic maltsters to help us out. We've got Bear Branch, Amber Fields, different places we can work with to see about what we can do about making our custom malt.
Nice.
Very nice. All right. That's awesome. And more on that in a minute. You'll see why. Dave, you're up.
I actually have 2 honorable mentions. I had to bring up the fact that, I got to go, first time I tried to go to the Guinness Brewery in Baltimore, they were closed. I had this big bad habit of traveling and closing down breweries before I could get to them.
Anchor being the
Anchor
clear,
being the one that really. Yeah, I actually had my confirmation for the tour of Anchor Brewing that it got canceled a week afterwards. So I apologize.
It's all Dave's fault.
Uh,
Don't blame Sapporo.
But
Blame Dave.
blame me. I'll take the blame for that one. But when I was there, yeah, you can get a good pour of Guinness there. A good pour, not a great pour. I've had better pours of Guinness in this country than I had there. But they did a dark mild there that I thought was actually quite special because they do get to play around a little bit. They do get to indulge themselves in a little fuckery at that brewery. And, you know, not for nothing, they do know what they're doing, especially with the English styles. So their dark mild is my first honorable mention. My second honorable mention, I told John I wasn't going to include any Flying Dogs because Flying Dog was originally a Colorado brewery. Then they got into Frederick. But you know what? Them being in Frederick did really open up a lot of opportunities for other breweries to get in there. So do have to give them their props. But when I came across this one beer that I had, which was just something very, very special that they did, I had to bring it up as an honorable mention. They did this thing called the Chipotle Dark Ale. I love Chipotle. It's one of my favorite peppers. And to me, I never thought it would ever work in a beer. They made it work in a beer. It was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love this beer. So that's one of my honorable mentions. I also told John earlier today that I wasn't going to make my top three. You know, once you get rid of Elder Pine, I wasn't going to make my top three all Union Craft. Because I went to Union Craft, met a good friend of mine there, Larry Goldstein. We had a great time there. I drank a lot of beer there and brought a lot of beer home as well. Because I was driving, I just filled a freaking car up with it.
That's why I drive most places I go.
Yeah. And I have to admit, I haven't spent a lot of time drinking around Maryland. I need to fix that because you're really not that far, even though I'm up by New York City. It's still not all that far. But I do need to get back down there, and I'm sure this top three would change drastically if I ever got to Frederick and spent a whole long weekend there. But that said, my number three is actually a small brewery just south of Union Craft. As a matter of fact, we were leaving Union Craft to go back to the hotel where we're staying, and it's one of those cases, and this happens to me all the time when I'm driving along, like, did that say brewery? And you turn the car around, go pull in the parking lot, and this is Waverly Brewing. We pulled into Waverly Brewing. I met Mel. We've had Mel on the show. Mel is a character and a half. We had such a great time talking to Mel. But one of the beers I had there, and I brought this up earlier in the show, was called Simcoe Jr. And what she did there is she made a session IPA with Simcoe. A full Simcoe flavored session IPA. This thing is fantastic. If you can get your hands on it, I absolutely 100% recommend this beer. You know, I know John will go to a brewery. If he really likes something, he'll drink 2 or 3 of them before he leaves. Usually I'm still moving through. Like, I really like that, but I want to try this. I want to try this. I actually drank 2 of those while I was there. It's kind of rare for me to do something like that. So that's my number 3. My 1 and 2 are from Union Craft, however. I'll put that right now. My number 2 is called
Darkwing?
No, it wasn't Darkwing. Darkwing's on the list, but it didn't. Older Pro.
Like you.
Older, yes, like me. No, I'm not pro. I don't get paid for this. Older Pro is a sour. It's aged in Chardonnay barrels with boysenberry. They do it in a bunch of different fruits. We had the boysenberry. I've had the blueberry as well. I like the boysenberry. Just works so well in this one that I had to put the boysenberry up above the blueberry. Such a fantastic beer. Such absolutely fantastic beer. But my number 1, and you know, this is my love of barley wines. They had, while I was there, they had Chessie 2022 barley wine aged in tawny port barrels. This was so, and John and I are both of the same mind when it comes to barley wines. When you can get that nice leather, maybe a hint of tobacco into that barley wine, that now we're talking. This is the barley wine to me. This is what they taste like. The Maris comes through, everything, all those great characters of a good British aged barley wine, and then you go and you age it in a port barrel. This is my favorite thing I drank while I was there. If they had it in bottles, I would have brought back a case of it. It was fantastic. So that was my favorite. Chessie 2022 barley wine aged in 20 port barrels.
Nice. 20 port.
Because they
Not ruby port barrels.
Yeah, they
20 port.
20 port. Definitely 20 port. And not Tawny Catane. God bless his soul. Here I come again. Lamborghini Countach made it very, very popular, didn't it? You don't have the hair anymore.
Yeah, just cut it off. Yeah.
You just cut it all off. But I tell you that Union Craft, and when it comes to, big stouts, and they don't really do pastry stouts. They just do big imp stouts. They do the imp stouts. They do the sours. They do the barley wines, and they do some, lager forward beers, and these are all the beers that are right in my wheelhouse. These are all the things that I really enjoy. So I really, really enjoy Union Craft. So I've got no problem making them 1 and 2.
That works. There you go. All right, I'm up, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you?
All right. So I have 2 honorable mentions, but I have one that I couldn't put as an honorable mention, even though Dave did, because they're not in Frederick anymore, and of course that's Flying Dog. But I have to say this because, and I had to bring it up, and I didn't want to put it as an honorable mention only because they're not. They were a Maryland brewery, now they're a Utica, New York brewery, and so forth and so on. But I don't think this beer has been brewed at FX Matt since they, bought the brand. And it's a very polarizing beer. You either love it or you hate it.
I can guarantee you that the Flying Dog that I picked hasn't been brewed since.
Oh, I'm sure it hasn't. Right. But, and that's Dead Rise. All right. Dead Rise, the Old Bay Summer Ale.
The Old Bay craft
I
beer.
love that fucking beer. Okay.
It's one of the more unique
It's
beers.
so
out
unique.
there, and it just screams Maryland.
100%. You take a sip of it, you're like, I'm in Maryland. This is great. I love Old Bay. Okay. Actually, on one of the tchotchke souvenir shops in Frederick when we were there, they were leaving. We're like, pick up a T-shirt for this one, and get this and that. And I saw this huge Old Bay magnet. I'm like, this is coming home. It's going on the fridge, on the beer fridge. Right there, you go.
I just really wish I had had more of that beer when it came out, because I would have steamed mussels.
I did. I did. I got it at the bar. I bought like 2 or 3 years that they did it. I think they only did it 2 years, maybe 3, whatever. But I got it each year, and I did it at 381. We actually I poured a picture of it, and we went in the back, and I steamed some mussels in the back. It was fantastic. So,
Perfect.
It was good. Actually, we steamed mussels and we steamed crabs in it too.
With shallots?
No, we didn't use any shallots. We just steamed them in the beer, so that's it.
Yeah,
I mean, you're not wrong, but we didn't. So, but yeah, anyway, Dead Rise, Old Bay, Summer Ale, and Eric formerly from Flying Dog. He's no longer from. He no longer reps them. Who was actually on the show last year, repping Flying Dog, but he has since left, and he actually works for Guinness now. Actually works for Diageo now, but on the Guinness side.
Yeah. Who is currently at war with the Indian government.
Which he said
story.
Right before he left, he said, just keep your eyes out, because there was talk about, and there's been so much talk that next year, I think FX Matt and Saranac is actually going to break down and brew a small run of Dead Rise. So
that'd be nice.
I don't know if they're going to do it any justice. No, nothing against Saranac or FX Matt. We'll see. Anyway, moving on from that to my list.
Yeah, you don't want me to comment.
Yeah, to my list now. My 2 honorable mentions. I'll make short of them. My 1 honorable mention is one of my 2 honorable mentions is Jim's only honorable mention, and that's Rye, and it's a fantastic beer. 100.
Wait, you went through all that? You hadn't even hit your honorable mentions yet?
I only talked about one beer, and I said it wasn't an honorable mention. I said I had to mention. I had to mention a non-honorable mention. I had to, say it, but yeah, Rye.
Oh, we have a new category.
Noteworthy.
Noteworthy. Yeah.
Non-honorable mention.
Mention. There you go.
And because last week I introduced another category. Dishonorable.
Dishonorable. Yeah, this is not a bad thing. It's just it can't fit in because it's something that's noteworthy, as Jim said.
It's a disqualified.
But it's disqualified because the brewery's not there anymore or whatever. Yeah.
So you're disqualifying my honorable mention as well.
Of course, but it was still mentioned. Exactly.
And in my case,
honorably mentioned, right? Anyway, Jim's not wrong. Rye is fantastic. It's delicious. If you get a chance to have it from Monocacy, it is a delicious. And I love rye. I'm a big rye guy. When Jim, when you were talking before about the rye field, I may actually get, I may actually
naked and
I may actually get a what do they call it, a pied-à-terre? What do they call that? Like there's a second home kind of thing. I'm actually getting a small studio apartment near the brewery that I can. Whenever you're going to release a rye beer, I might go down there anyway. But
yeah, good luck getting that.
I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah, rye, and the other one I want to mention from Silver Branch, Ruby Dragon. It's a mild, which is another favorite English style of mine. 4.6% mild, a little higher. Milds are high 3s, right around 4. This is 4.6, but it's really good. It's really
it's America.
What do you want? There you go. So, but to my 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Number 3 is from Burley Oak, actually, over in Berlin, Maryland. It is a Rude Boy. It's an Imperial Red Ale. It's a delicious red ale. If you're a fan of red ales, this one, if they, however often they brew it, obviously, the biggest thing that comes out of Burley Oak is the sours and the dreams and juice rules everything around me and everything else. Which, mind you, I'm not a huge. I appreciate sours. I love sours. I love gozas. I love Dave's sour love actually is so niche with his Lichtenheiners. That's extremely niche, right? But whenever Burley Oak does brew Rude Boy, get it. It's a fantastic Imperial Red Ale. My number 2, we mentioned it before, Rack Brewing in Frederick, Maryland. Love Struck. It's a 5% English brown ale, which they brew with probably more pecans than they brew with malt. It's just overloaded with it, and it's delicious. Brown ales are right up my alley. Dave will tell you. I'm a huge brown ale whore, basically. And pecans are just delicious in it. This beer is really, really tasty. And my number 1, I got to give a nod to a beer that I actually just had in April in Columbia, Maryland, at Sapwood. When we were coming down, this beer it's a grisette. It's 5.8% grisette. It was a Gin Barrel and Blossoms, it's called.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh my God, that beer was just, I had 3 of them. I had one. I had 3 of them. I ordered other things too, but I had one, drank it, ordered another with my next beer, and I was sipping on that. I was drinking my next beer, and before we were done there, I got another. It was fantastic, and I was just sad that they actually didn't have any cans of it that I could have taken out. It was a draft only. Couldn't get any to go, even because they do singles there as well, and would have gotten a couple. But it was a fantastic. Have you had it, Jim? Have you had the Gin Barrel and Blossoms?
I have not. I am a very big fan of grisette, though, and I think anybody who can do a great job with that style is doing it right. Yeah,
it was, and ironically, it was literally the first beer that I walked in, and I've had plenty of Sapwood before, and we walked in, we sat down, and I saw that was on the top list. I'm like, oh, I gotta get that first, and I'm glad I did, because if I got it last, we would have been there longer, because I still would have had more. Right? But it was fantastic. So anyway, there you go. That's my list.
Those are great top 3s, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Yours were fantastic as well. Yours. And of course, we disclaimer.
I've got some beers to hunt down now.
Absolutely. Disclaimer on this. There were no Elder Pines on this list for a reason. But there were plenty of Elder Pines that could have been on this list. So.
I mentioned my number 1 would have been an Elder Pine.
I do think that a lot of that, I love that you do that, because it gives everybody an opportunity to really get to appreciate the people around them. None of us want to drink just the beer that we're used to producing and seeing on our tap lists.
Who does? I mean, look, this industry is about it's a family, right?
That's right.
Yes, there's plenty of outliers. All right, and we know, right. But for more often than not, everybody's a family. I mean, I said it best, and I've said this a million times on the show before, but I haven't said it to you, Jim, and I'll make it quick because of that. If a Budweiser drinker is going to go out to a bar and have 5 beers, he's going to have 5 Buds.
Oh, is this a pizza analogy?
If a Heineken drinker, yeah, if a Heineken drinker is going to have,
I'm gonna go pee then.
If a Heineken drinker is going to go out to a bar and have 5 beers, he's going to have 5 Heinekens. Craft beer drinker is going out to a bar and having 5 beers, you get 5 different beers. So
That's right.
Absolutely, and we're all for each other. That's why. When was the last time Budweiser did a collab?
That's a very good question.
Right. So, this is a big family. It's for the greater good. It's for you're going to sell the beer. We're not brewing 17,000 barrels a week like Budweiser is, right? We're brewing, if we're lucky, if we're fortunate, we have a bigger brewery. We're brewing 30 or 40 barrels a week, maybe 20. Some places are brewing 5 or 7. Some places are brewing 40 or 50. But still, it pales in comparison to what big beer is doing, right? So, we have the ability to, want to help everybody else. And I'm sure you do it too at the brewery. I've done it myself. Somebody calls me up, hey, John, I need a bag of Sandy. Yeah, come on up and get it. You have 6 extra kegs you can lend me just for my tap room, that you're not using. Yeah, come grab them. Yeah, that kind of thing.
He's got my holdover malt for a few weeks.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So that's what this industry is about, and that's literally one of the top things I love about this industry. Everybody's for each other. Everybody's a brother. Like we talked about CBC before. You see people at CBC that you haven't seen since last year's CBC, right?
That's right.
But hey, John, how's it going? Yeah, Matt, how's it? How you been? Blah 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 blah. And you wind up hanging out, most of that day, and then you meet up for beers later on at night or wherever. It's a big family, and I love everything. So,
it's a special industry to be a part of, and it's awesome to see. I know the media and the press coverage the last few 12 to 18 months hasn't been the most pleasant regarding the trends in the industry, but there is a bright future ahead of us, and I think that if we can all continue to be diligent about what we're trying to do, produce excellent beer, and win over the consumer with really, world-class hospitality opportunities, and making people know that they're invited to come and hang out with us rather than be a place where, we might turn a nose up because they don't have the knowledge that they think they need to come into a craft brewery. We're going to make even more friends out of the fans that we have.
Right.
Yeah, you see too much of that. Well, not too much, but you do see that at some breweries where the staff is a little too cool for school, so to speak.
Yeah.
Rather than realizing you've got an opportunity for a customer here.
That's right, and it's hard to appreciate that type of mentality when you come in somewhere and we're all the same. I want to spend my hard-earned money in a place that's going to make me feel welcome and where I'm going to have a great experience. And as a operations and taproom manager for our brewery, the experience really does matter. We want to make sure that people are coming in the door and not feeling like they were turned away or treated too brusquely. And John, I apologize again.
No.
Well, we talk about it a lot on this show where when we think about it.
I was in being in the industry, I was well aware of what you were doing. So you're good. All right.
My Irish Catholic guilt is coming out.
I'm going to throw that into my letter. But we talk about it a lot on the show when we talk about breweries and how we remember breweries. Yeah, the liquid's important, but there's times I've been in places where the liquid may not have been top notch, but the experience, the whole experience, we refer to on the show as the hang.
I love it.
Where it's the staff, it's the music, it's the decor, it's also the other customers around you.
Yeah.
All that all plays together. And if the beer is good and the rest of it's in there, the beer becomes great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And if you start off with a great beer and you have all that, you now have an epic experience.
Epic experience. Absolutely.
You know, there's levels. There's places where you've got really great beer and maybe the hang's not so great. You're still going back for the great beer, mind you, but you know what you're walking into, and you just kind of keep your head down, drink your beer, and walk out.
Right.
But you put all those things into place, and it's a place people are going to come back to time and time again. And that's what you want.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, because for me, average to slightly above average beer and an incredible vibe,
still worth a new visit. Visit
is pretty much equal to amazing beer and a horrible hang.
I don't know about horrible.
And to be honest with you, it might even like notch out like a horrible hang or a subpar hang.
Subpar, go subpar. Don't go horrible. Horrible's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's true. Subpar hang. Couple things really quick. I meant to mention this before. Jim, you mentioned, when you were first out in east of St. Louis, we'll say, you were at the Dogfish Head tap room.
Yep.
Okay. So there you go, Dogfish Head.
I love it.
Neon that I got behind me. Just so you're aware, last year, and I meant to mention this then, right? Last year, if you remember, and maybe you do, maybe you don't, they did a fall rewind pack, and they put Raison d'Etre and one of the beer. What was it? I'll think of it. It was Raison d'Etre.
Chicory Stout.
Chicory Stout.
Chicory? Yeah.
It was Chicory Stout. Raison d'Etre, Chicory Stout in it. So I just found out the other day, this year's fall rewind pack, which just got released this week, which I'm actually shocked. And this is obviously a Jim Cook thing and Sam Adams, because Sam never released.
Wait a second. They put Sam Adams lager in it?
No.
Boston Lager's not in it?
No.
Okay, that'd be a Sam thing. Jim thing.
Just a marketing industry thing. Sam never put out stuff before September for fall, or at least the last week in August. It's out already. But anyway, the fall variety pack, it's not Raison d'Etre or Chicory Stout. It's the two beers that they put in it this year are Indian Brown.
I was going to say, please tell me to put Indian Brown back.
Indian Brown.
That was one of my favorite goddamn beers.
Absolutely. And Namaste.
Oh, man.
It's been a while since Namaste.
Namaste and Indian Brown are the two beers in this year's pack, along with Pumpkin and another reimagined 60-minute.
I got to buy a pumpkin ale to get that.
So you got to buy pumpkin ale and it's a reimagined 60-minute. So it's something. It's not quite. Do you remember last year they did Covered in Nugs? It was almost like a nugget kind of 60-minute, so to speak. It's another kind of style like that. So
how many of each beer is in that fall?
Three of each. So, well, you get that, then you have at least one beer for the pumpkin show. And
put one aside for me, John.
There you go. All right, I'll do that.
Look at that.
Well, just India Brown alone.
India Brown's fantastic beer.
India Brown, my God, that was just such a wonderfully conceived beer back in this day.
I'm hoping that at some point they're going to re-release Bird and Baton.
I was going to say Burton Baton is the and Palo Santo Marron.
Palo Santo Marron, fantastic.
Midas
Touch. Give me Midas Touch. I haven't had Midas Touch in forever.
Nice little bit of honey, a little honey beer.
Yeah.
And a touch of saffron, right?
Yep.
Yeah. In the H&L series that he did with the professor from UPenn.
Yep, UPenn. So anyway, all right. So back to Elder Pine for a second. Let's back up one little bit. What's the distribution footprint of Elder Pine? Is it just Maryland?
Very good question. Actually, we distribute to Maryland extensively. We self-distribute in the state of Maryland. We distribute into Washington, D.C. Using the same self-distribution. And we work with Serene in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Can you work with Serena, New Jersey? Is that possible?
That's a very good question. We don't have plans to expand our distribution right now.
If I ask you to, would you?
If we can.
We're kind of in that that
you gotta.
right now
I know
where
you
we're trying to
gotta
determine
have
where
enough.
we need to-
You gotta have enough beer.
We need to know where to allocate volume, and fortunately, we are experiencing some growth in distribution and some growth in our tasting room, which is what any brewery is hoping for.
That's
And
an
we're
awful problem to have.
It's in the industry. I think we call it a good problem.
Oh yes,
we know how hard that is to earn, and we're very fortunate that people like our beer enough that they want to have it more and more often. So any opportunity we get to allocate beer for Pennsylvania, we do. I'm certain that as we grow, we'll consider new distribution options down the road.
Hey, not for nothing. If we have to suffer New Jersey and not get your beer distributed here to keep you guys operating, because you're doing it smart, unlike a lot of other breweries have done in the past and overexpanded, do what you need to do to be there.
Yeah.
Well, and we'd love to welcome you to the brewery anytime you can be there.
That was well played. I like. I am looking into. I've got Airbnbs up here now for.
And it's not. I mean, it's about a 35, 40-minute ride from Frederick to. I mean, you do it every day, so.
Yep, 37 minutes door to door for me.
37 minutes door to door for you. So there you go. And it's fantastic. I mean, look, you could actually go and stay right in Gaithersburg, right? But staying in Frederick is probably a smart thing. Because
that is the plan, because there's a lot more.
There's a number of things you need to do.
There's a lot of walking around and drinking around and stumbling around, and then finding places to relieve yourself. That
White Rabbit comes to mind.
Absolutely. Frederick Social, if you've not been there, they have the serve yourself beer walls. Those are great opportunities to try a lot of good local beer.
Sounds so dangerous.
What's the oh damn it. I'm just gonna look. I'm not gonna ask because I don't want to be an idiot, but I have to.
Too late.
Well, I know I'm an idiot. It doesn't mean anything, but it's on. I just have to find.
I'm supposed to.
Why Oak?
Oh yeah, Wye Oak Tavern.
Oh my god, the cocktails in there are just stupid good.
My wife and I went for our anniversary just a couple of days ago, and you'd be proud of me, Dave. I had Simcoe
Happy anniversary.
Archives.
You had what?
I had a Simcoe Archives.
Beautiful. And congratulations.
Thank you. 16 wonderful years so far.
16 wonderful years. Imagine. Yeah, it's great. Jess and I
was married once.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you were.
7 happy years. 14 in total. Old joke.
Oh, it's an old joke. Yeah, it was 10 beautiful years. We were married for 25, but yeah. So I don't know why you look at a watch, but it's the thing to do.
And the thing is, I tend to do the same thing. I don't wear one.
You don't wear a watch. Yeah, there you go. All right. So Frederick is fantastic. We've established that. But speaking of Elder Pine, next year, what's long range plans? Next year, down the road, whatever. Distribution, beers at the brewery, adventure.
Where do you see
hosting?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Yourself.
Oh man, this is like the best interview question ever. I think that we're just committed to doing what we're doing well right now.
Keep on keeping on, as they say.
Our long-term plans really are just about evolving the experience the guests have when they come in. We're going through the process of overhauling our point-of-sale experience right now to make sure the guests have a better time when they're visiting us. We're going to look at which beers make the most amount of sense in our distribution portfolio, to the points that we made earlier about kind of being a brewery that's putting very limited pops of releases out throughout the year. We may refocus on a couple of beers that deserve a little bit more exposure, more than once a year. So folks should just keep an eye out. If there's stuff that you're excited to see come out once a year, maybe keep an eye out and see if it's coming out a second or third time. We know that not every experience should be a brand new experience when you come through the door, but we want to make sure that there's something new to entice you.
Wonderful. Now, what would you say would be your greatest weakness?
My personal greatest weakness is
it's not laying on the couch. I mean,
no, it's the interview. Sorry.
No, I love it. That's I like the way you guys have made me feel at home and have broken the ice for me entirely all evening. It's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the beer helps.
It does though.
We always encourage our guests to drink.
Yeah, and that's look.
We also encourage our listeners to drink. It makes us a lot funnier.
It's an important part. You took the words out of my mouth. I said it's an important part of the show because it helps them loosen up to talk about themselves and the brewery. It helps. It's important because they're drinking their beer from their brewery, so we can talk about it, and it makes us funnier. So there you go. So.
And it gives us an opportunity to do what we were doing 6 years ago, which is meeting, enjoying beer with people that we enjoy being around in a way that we can't necessarily do face to face.
100%.
So you guys have something really special going on here, and I'm very fortunate that you invited me to join you. Thank you.
Really,
we're just so happy that you
really do
agreed to come on.
Absolutely,
especially considering you're between John and I, probably one of our favorite breweries.
Absolutely.
I'm very very proud to be representing Elder Pine tonight and being able to talk about the great stuff we're doing.
We're super happy about that. I do want to point out really quick one thing. Brian Boak, just to wrap up comments. Brian Boak said, third beer, his English mild, he brews at home. He's got basically a production brewery in his house.
Yeah, basically.
4%.
He's a nano brewery.
He needs to end the night because he needs to be on the road at 6 a.m. to Westchester, Pennsylvania, to bring a car to be set up to be towed by his motorhome. There you go. Yes.
I hope it's a really little car.
It's got to be.
One of my favorite ever bumper stickers says, "Please have patience. I'm pushing as hard as I can."
There you go. That's a great one.
Those little
That's
cars
awesome.
behind the motorhomes.
And then he said, "I am not a rye guy. I'm sorry, Brian. It was nice knowing you."
Yeah. We're no longer friends.
Wow.
Oh, but no. We're still friends. I want to be invited to the freaking tailgate.
That's true. The tailgate.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm kidding. We're kidding. We joke. And then Matt said Palo Santo Moran was his favorite, and he said Dave beat him to it.
Such a great beer. That was I think that may have been my favorite Dogfish Head beer ever.
100%. And then
India Brown number 2.
Brian said we'll visit with his motorhome when he visits with his friend, and he said it's a 2022 Lincoln Nautilus. Yeah, that's not a small car.
That's not a small vehicle.
That's not a small car.
Wow, dragging that thing around.
Quite opposite. There you go.
Dragging that thing around is going to cost you so much in fuel.
Brian said, "Okay, no beer for you."
You'll make me bring my own anyway. Shut up.
Brian, I'll take his allotment.
And then Matt said, "I will try to drop Jim a line before I swing down there again. Unfortunately, I'll be out of the country for the anniversary week."
Where are you going diving, Matt?
Where are you diving, Matt? Matt's diving in that weekend in September. So,
and Matt, if you put your pre-order in, we can hang on to it until you get home.
There you go.
Or if I go down, I can mule it.
Or if we go down, we can pick it up for you, Matt.
Wonderful, gentlemen.
Anyway, there you go. All right, Jim, stick around. We're going to talk a little bit off air before we.
Here comes the outro.
Here comes the outro. Exactly. Anything else you want to let anybody know about Elder Pine or what's going on?
Open invitation to come and visit us. That's my spiel. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you in our tap room. We'd love to let you explore the forest floor and hang out with us.
Forest floor.
Just don't use the trees as urinals, because then you have to write an email.
Once again, the forest floor is fantastic. Look at this. I mean, I took these pictures. They're fantastic. This forest floor is insane. You want to go hang out there?
I'm just impressed that you're not in them.
Well, no. Well, I took the picture. What I was going to do? Just take a picture of me standing amongst these trees. There you go. So
with my mouth open, catching the flies.
Of course.
And big news from the forest floor today. We work with a raptor rescue and just had a juvenile Cooper's hawk released in the forest floor today. It's the second time we've done it in 2 years.
Oh, so cool.
We actually have a couple nesting pairs of Cooper's hawk, and we have some resident bald eagles that like to hang out in the forest floor.
Oh, wow.
So if you are into birds, you may see some pretty cool ones.
Raptors, absolutely. I was, and I'll drive Carrie crazy. Sometimes I'll nearly rear end somebody on the road. Like, oh God, that's a red tail. As I'm driving, but I was walking to the bus stop and like, what is in that tree? And I took a picture, zoomed in. This is Union City. We're just across the river from New York City. It was a peregrine falcon.
Holy mackerel.
And I had never seen one before. And I saw it in an urban atmosphere. That's just now I know they live in the skyscrapers, in New York City. But to be in Union. Actually, it was Weehawken. I was walking through Weehawken. That blew me away.
Well, he took a ride on his wings over the river, and
Maybe he got a little
landed
tired. Maybe he just got a little tired. That's all.
That's all.
Was taking a break. As a matter of fact, wait a second. Where is he? He's in this shot right here.
Dave's turn to be me and put a picture up there.
Let's see if we can. There he is.
Oh wow!
Oh, look at that.
Right, that's a
Fantastic.
peregrine.
Fantastic.
I've been hiking so many times where it's like you're not allowed on this trail because peregrine falcons are nesting. Cool, I'll go around, let them do their thing. But these are this is up in the friggin' Adirondack to see one in in
See one in Union City and Weehawken across the river from Manhattan.
That was special. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so Matt's diving in Indonesia. Very nice.
Matt's diving in Indonesia. Yes.
Are you gonna do any?
He did put that up. He did, and Brian Boak's 10,000-pound towing capacity.
It still draws on your fuel efficiency.
Anyway,
but
he's diving in Indonesia, and he says that's not a selfie either. He said, there you go.
But Indonesia, you doing World War II wreck diving or just reef?
You talking to me or you asking Matt?
I'm not asking you. I know you don't dive.
I don't.
You dive bar, but you don't dive.
I dive bar. I
Yes.
don't dive water, right? Exactly.
Fair enough.
And we had that was a few weeks ago. We had top 3 favorite dive bars.
Yes, we did
On the show because it was National Dive Bar Day. So
it was.
We actually did a beer list today and last week, which we don't normally do because it's very hard. We're approaching 300 shows, and it's very hard to keep all the top 3 lists beer related.
Sure.
When you're approaching that stuff.
Now, Frederick, do they have a great dive bar in Frederick?
There are a couple good ones. I mean, one of my favorite dive bars in Frederick is almost a dive restaurant. It's called Wags. It's below street level. They have really great burgers and dollar Yingling.
$1 Yinglings or $2 Yinglings? Because
it might be two.
It's $2 Yinglings.
Are they the thick, juicy burgers or the smash burgers?
It's almost the perfect middle.
It's right in the middle. Yeah.
Okay.
No, Jess and I went there. Wags. It's $2 Yinglings. Yeah.
Okay.
$2 Yinglings.
I must get the industry price.
You must get the industry price.
There you go.
They know you. I spent the 2, you spent the 1. There you go.
Matt says he's doing something that's called muck diving.
And he says, he's doing muck diving, tiny creatures, and vertical reef walls.
Sounds fascinating.
I can't wait for the pictures.
There you go. The pictures are going to be fantastic. And I'm sure he'll come up with a couple of the beer names, too, while he's down there. So.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. All right. Jim, Brian just put up last comment. Stop commenting, everyone. We're going to finish up. There's no fuel efficiency with a 38-foot, 17-ton brick with a 450 horsepower diesel.
He's got a point there, yeah.
6 miles per gallon. Call it a day. There you go.
I thought it was 6 gallons per mile. I think you got the letters.
Yeah, exactly. 6 GMP.
Yeah, there
we
go.
GPM. There you go. So anyway, all right. Fantastic show. Thank you so much for coming on, Jim.
Absolutely.
James, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Send us the information on the anniversary. We're going to put it up on all of our socials.
Yeah, we'll do.
And hopefully we can. I'm going to get down there at least on that Sunday. Dave might come for the whole weekend. I hope I can get down there for at least Saturday to Monday.
I got to talk to somebody.
At least I hope I can get down there Saturday to Monday because I know Jess is going to love it because we both love Frederick while we were there. So we have to get down
wonderful.
there. But so we'll talk for a couple seconds afterwards. But on that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.logroom.com. That's LEGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Twitch every Tuesday night around 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker, as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Odyssey, Audible, Pandora, Amazon Music, iTunes Music, YouTube Music, TuneIn, Podcast Data, CastBox, Deezer, Podchaser. Listen to us pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast. You will find the Locker Room Guys Craft Beer Podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Jim, once again, thanks so much for coming on. It's been a fantastic show. Awesome information. Awesome talk about Elder Pine and everything in Maryland. Love to have you back on at some point in the future. We will talk about the anniversary. Let us know. We'll post this stuff up for anybody listening. on all of our social media. And have a great rest of your week and a wonderful weekend.
Cheers. Thank you, Jets.
Cheers. And remember, I will be on for about 10 minutes next Tuesday. Dave's got the lead next
I've got
Tuesday.
the helm, and
He's got the helm, and he's got
a different
different co-host. He's got a co-host.
I'm calling in a ringer.
He's calling in a ringer.
Justin Vitti from Wanderback Beer.
Wanderback Brewing.
And this was such a good show. I've got to finish it with a shot.
What shot? Of Malort.
Oh,
You're going to finish with a shot of Malort. There's I watched a video. I think I sent it to you, Dave. There's actually a French word. Malort in French is spelled Fuqnoh.
Yes, I saw that.
It's called fuck no.
Fuck no. It's called fuck no. But I prefer to pronounce that fuck yes.
Fuck yes. There you go. All right. My Malort bottle is too far away on my bar over there, so I'm not going to grab one. Anyway. All right.
No. And I am one of those people that actually love fucking Malort.
No, you know what? I can have Malort. It's fine. I can't drink it as much as Dave can drink it. I don't love it as much as Dave does. I can imbibe.
I probably love it more than anybody who was not born and raised in Chicago.
He probably loves it more than Jepson.
I doubt that.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. Anyway.
Just remember, Malort, these pants ain't going to shit themselves.
There you go. All right. Jim, hang around for a couple of seconds.
That is one of theirs. That's
it's very true. That's theirs. You didn't make that up.
Nope, did not.
Jim, stick around for a couple of seconds. We'll talk. And everyone else, have a great rest of the week, wonderful weekend. And we, including me, for a little bit. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We'll be there.